Okay, here we go, going live. Okay, and it says we are live. So, hello everybody. It's been quite a time, but here we are, finally resuming some conflict of interest. Hoping to finally finish up Rogue Turnabout. As always, I am joined by my friends.
Ahoy.
I was trying to think of a witty thing to introduce myself. I didn't.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So, please mention stuff if anything in the stream seems to be going wrong because this is all powering off of a laptop that very much wants to just explode. So, if there's any issues like that, please let us know in the stream, and then we'll get ready. But other than that, let's get started.
Yay!
I know, you're just trying to do the right thing.
Well, that was certainly a surprise.
Well, you're going to make it all okay, right?
I might have just sent it.
And then we can be friends with Mr. Waters again.
So I don't even want to be associated with me anymore. Okay. Game is lagging, which is not great, but no.
Presenter your attorney badge for old time's sake.
Old time's sake, you're right.
Your attorney's badge. I'm so glad you finally have that again. That ought to show the lousy creep who made you lose it in the first place. When that person finds out you have it again, I'll bet he'll be rolling over in his jail cell.
They're
skipped
just trying their best to not say anything
to not
about...
spoil Apollo Justice.
No, I thought it was more just they don't want to say anything about that game in general.
I mean, yes. The less we say about Apollo Justice, the better. Okay, detention center. So is this going to be both Parker and Waters, or just Waters? I feel like at this point we can definitively say Wayne is innocent, right?
Hypothetically, who knows?
Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah, it was Waters too.
Hey, wait.
Man, I got nothing to say to you.
Detective, please. I want to help, but I can't do that unless I know what happened that morning.
Well, there's something you'd like to say?
Yes, I'd like to talk about...
Before that.
I'm sorry?
Okay, anything else?
Do you forgive me?
No.
Sigh. Well, at least he's talking. So, sorry about the trial today.
Sorry? Sorry? You accused me of murder!
It was an honest mistake.
Okay, stop, Phoenix. I try to help you out a bit with your investigation, and this is what you do to me?
I love that they're in the Death on the Nile. There's this great line. It's just like, are you accusing me of murder? He just does that to everyone. It is a flaw, I admit. That's just Phoenix right now. I try to help you. Oh, that's you.
Oh, I read it already. I'm in prison, man! Boss always told me not to mix with you defense lawyers. Now I see why.
If you cooperate with me a bit, I'm sure I can get everything cleared up.
Oh, right, cooperate! That's the first thing that's on my mind.
Look, I really want to help, but I can't unless you're willing to talk. And it might have helped you if you hadn't made yourself look so guilty.
Wow. Yeah, man, I getcha. I gotcha.
What were you doing in the Rivales tower?
It's like you said, man. He had blackmail on me.
What kind of blackmail?
You've heard the rumors, right?
Dude, don't trust any of those cops you see. They're all dirty, working for the mob.
You know how you're working for the family?
Yeah, those ones.
Was that actually true?
Yes and no. It wasn't really for them, so much as it was with them.
How could you, Mr. Waters? Those are horrible people.
It wasn't just me. It was everybody. The entire police force.
The entire police force?
Yeah, you heard right.
I thought we could trust the police.
You see? That's why I had to go there.
Sorry, I'm just adjusting some stuff.
Volleys was threatening to go public with that information. There'd be rumors, all right, but if it was ever confirmed, people would lose all their faith in us.
Why would the police want to work with the Why would the police want to work with the Rivales family?
It's sort of out of obligation, I guess. We both had a common goal.
What was that?
Sir Gallante. He's been killing off the Rivales family for a while now. The police don't want a vigilante running loose. The Rivales people don't want to be dead. Neither of us had the resources to deal with it alone, so we pulled them together.
I can understand that, I guess.
Well, I can't.
See? It doesn't matter if we had good intentions. The public would never be able to understand the predicament we're in. Just the fact that we'd even spoken to those guys would be enough to destroy our image. And he knew it too. Rivali was planning to reveal our partnership to the press.
Why would he do that?
I think he might have thought we were going to backstab him as soon as we captured Sir Gallante. He just wanted to be one step ahead.
When you work in that business, you probably need to be kind of paranoid.
No kidding.
Let me make sure I remember how to save. Hey!
I'm so proud of you.
No, very complicated. Could have just force quit the entire game. So, Rivali set up a meeting with you to discuss the blackmail?
Yeah. He contacted me and told me to meet him He contacted me and told me to meet there. I had Rick come along as backup, but I went into the tower alone as requested.
We confirmed. His name is not Rick. Why you?
My name's not Rick. Is he talking about Gumshoe?
Yeah, because remember Gumshoe lost his memory? He's like, is my name Rick?
He said it was because I was the one heading up the Sir Gallante investigation. I know more about that guy than anybody else, except maybe Mr. Williamson and Sir Gallante himself. The note says,
Oh, this is
I
me.
know you're holding back. Oh, that was you, sorry.
It's fine. What did it mean by that?
The police were holding a few of the Darn it. The police were holding a few of the case details back from the family. They weren't too happy when they found out. But, you know, it was for a good reason. I mean, do you have any idea what they would have done to me if they'd gotten him first? It definitely wasn't going to be jail time.
So, Rivales had all the evidence that you'd been hiding on him.
Well, once again, That's just what he said.
But it really wasn't the case?
No. Like you, he'd come to the conclusion that I was Sir Gallante. I didn't realize the real reason I'd been called there until it was too late. When I got there, he attacked me. We fought for a bit, but he overpowered me.
I like how this image implies that it was outside, when it definitely wasn't.
It's the window.
There it is, there's the
And
window.
stole my gun. If things had gone his way, I'd have been a dead man.
That's horrible. How did you get away?
He saved me.
Who saved you? I think I already know the answer to that, but I have to ask.
Right as Rivales was about to pull the trigger, Sir Gallante showed up. I don't know how he got in there without either of us knowing, but it happened. I called out to him. You, whoever you are, please help me.
And then cut him in half.
The gun went off when Rivales got slashed. I tried contacting Rick, but he didn't respond. After that, I panicked and ran out of the building without even thinking.
You sure are lucky that he was there to protect you.
Was it luck? I've been wondering that. He showed up on the same morning, at the exact same time that I was meeting with Rivales. There couldn't have been any way he knew, could there?
It does seem like an awful big coincidence. Detective, before I go, I want to ask you one more question. I want you to answer one more question for me.
Yeah.
Did you kill Michael Rivales? I just have to be sure.
No.
Magatama. No locks.
No locks. Whoa.
Who would have thought? It's not like he just told us everything that happens.
I never thought about it, but that must seem like such an unnecessary question to anyone.
Right.
But to Phoenix, it's like, oh man, the locks aren't appearing. I know he's telling the truth.
See, I would love to have a case where someone knew, like, that Phoenix had psych locks. So it was, like, specifically, like, dancing around questions to make sure they never explicitly lied.
Oh,
Yes.
hey, maybe this game will go there.
That would be cool. I mean, the closest we get is Matt on guard, but that's sort of cheating because he didn't intend it. He was more of just being a smartass.
Mhm.
So I would love to see that be pulled in as, like, a full case. It would need to be, like... I mean, there's chances it could have happened in, like, the main series, too, with, like, Pearl and stuff, like, in Bridge to the Turnabout. Because Pearl and Maya both knew about it, and Pearl had locks before, so I don't know. Still, interesting idea, because as far as we know, Phoenix and Pearl are the only two people who know that psych locks exist.
I don't want to spend any more time talking to you than I need to. Look, man, you'd better get me off the hook tomorrow. I still can't believe you tried to pin this on me. You betrayed me, man. That's real low of you. Yeah, is right. Now get out of here.
It really doesn't make sense when you voice act, but I still love it.
I should have just made the beeping noises.
Beep-a-doop-a-doop-a-pop.
Is right.
Don't
Canon.
worry. Don't worry, Waters. I'll make sure you're found innocent. And I'll fix this somehow. Let's also, just because it's been a while, let's just take a look at all the evidence we got as a reminder. So autopsy report, cut in half, single slash wound, throat slit vertically, wounds and deep, cool. Blackout data, security camera. Okay, this is Wayne entering the building. Cody's picture. Right, he had that picture all the way at the top of Raleigh's tower. Monte promo poster. Luminol is not important. Building floor plans. Okay. I also vaguely recall there being a window open in the penthouse. The only thing I can think of at this point that gets him into the building. But it's taken by the forensics team. Okay, so blood everywhere. Parker's knife. List, which I don't think is going to be relevant anymore. It's still there. Sir Gallante files, which there's a lot there. Rick, I need your help. Please be near Raleigh's tower. Yeah. Giant sword. Strange device. Blackmail letter. This is Raleigh's waters. Broken guns. This was the one that Raleigh shot. Okay. So you have a good idea. Like I said, I don't know how much this is relevant anymore, but just so we have an idea. I guess any opinions here?
Probably not Flack's apartment.
Yeah, I would say Rivale Tower or Criminal Affairs. I
Yeah.
imagine is going to be there. We probably talked to him. Let's just do that. I feel like this is something we should clear up early.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, okay. Nope. The stream just the criminal was out for a second. No, that's fine. Wait, what happened to the Blue Badger? Blue Badger
And his wife, the Pink Badger.
and his son, the Baby Badger,
Don't forget their nemesis, the Bad Badger.
and finally that creepy thing lying on the floor over there. What was that one called again?
The Proto Badger. I remember having nightmares about that one.
You know, I think that every time we come here, they have more of those things.
I come back and just learn that the Badger hive mind is expanding.
See, the lore behind Blue Badger just gets more and more ridiculous as the series goes on, because
I expect nothing less.
First off, that Gatewater hotel just makes an entire theme park based on, like, political scandals, and the Blue Badger is the mascot that walks around there because it's the police mascot. It's friggin' whack, man. Hey, you! Who, me? Yeah, you! Don't do drugs!
Hey!
Yes, sir. Okay, I guess there's nothing here right now. Glad we sorted that out.
Sorry, sir, but
we just need to get back here to actually travel places. Rivale's tower.
cared.
The damn hawk is still there.
You're back, Pops! This is the third day in a row!
My work isn't over till I know the truth.
Yeah, that was crazy today! The trial was a doozy! I was sure we were chasing the right guy.
I was too.
So, who do you think it is now?
I'm not sure. Who do I think it is now?
Oh, well, right. This means I get another day to play detective.
No, Cody. That's not what it means. I mean, I'm still gonna get help from you, but that's not what it means. I don't know what went wrong today. Everything was pointing to Waters as the culprit. If I'm going to get him and Parker by tomorrow, I'm gonna need to find a new suspect.
I guess just do what you always do, right?
Bluff?
Find some people and make them spill the beans.
But with bluffing. Who is there left to talk to?
What about that secretary lady?
I feel like you're gonna blow your voice out with this. Miss Keys?
Sound like you
Probably.
smoke 6 packs a day.
Cody, the 17-year-old, sounds like a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old smoker.
Yeah, her testimony the other day was really fishy. No way, she doesn't know more than she's telling you.
Do we ever? I honestly, this is just a long time ago. I've been wondering if we ever established how the hell Waters got past Sarah. I guess if we see her again, we'll have to confront her about that. Thanks again, Cody.
What'd you do without me?
Mindlessly wander around. You seem to hang on the whole crime investigation thing.
You have to be when you're training to be a superhero, Pops.
Sir Gallante Jr., huh?
Not exactly.
What the?
Nick, it's that bird again.
Gah!
It's getting away.
Did it steal evidence from me? That'd be so funny.
Wait, your attorney badge.
Was it actually? Oh my god! This is great. What? Hey, that stupid thing's my badge!
What?
I spent 8 years getting that thing back. I'm not gonna let some dumb bird take it. Come back here!
Too late.
Old man yells at Sky.
You can just get a new one, can't you? Tell them you lost it?
It wouldn't be the same. We have to get it back. Attorney's badge stolen by thieving bird.
I love it.
Wait,
I
Cody,
hope
I gotta
this is-
show you the. I have to show you it.
I hope that this just leads to them, the bird just leads them to, this is the evidence you need.
Okay, well let's go talk to Sarah, I guess. I can't read my buttons on my computer at all. There we go. Is she here at all? Wonder who they left in charge of the investigation now that Waters is in custody. You can do this one, Aiden.
If you're looking for Detective Gumshoe, he's currently in the penthouse. They're hoping to finish up the investigation today.
Scribe seems to know everybody around here.
My favorite character, forensics.
What's this? It's a picture of Sarah Keyes and her father.
They look so happy together.
You know, I don't really think I got a good look at this earlier.
She looks so cute in there.
Is that supposed to be Rivales?
That's what I'd imagine.
So happy, too. That's strange. Why do I get a feeling I've seen the man in this photo before?
Because you probably have.
Just stood out to me because it looked like an extra asset placed on top of it, so... Good thing we did. Maya, look, it's the bird right outside the window! I'm gonna get it! Phoenix fell out the window and died. Hey, it's you
pulls
again!
Like he's Howard.
Have you ever heard the story of the guy who, like, was like, I don't remember what the context was, but he was like trying to show that like the windows were so strong because he would jump against it and it wouldn't break. And he did it once and it didn't break. And then he did it again and it didn't break. But the window fell out of the paneling on the second time, so he just fell out. Hey, it's you again, pal. You're in charge of the investigation now, Gumshoe? Yeah, after Mark was accused, he was taken off the case. How many times am I gonna have to have this conversation today? Looks like you made a solid recovery. Congratulations on that. Hey, thanks. This is Obadiah.
Oh. Detective Gumshoe was released from the hospital earlier today. I made the decision to have him replace Waters.
Uh-oh.
Right?
Williamson.
You. I can't believe you have the nerve to show up here after what you did to Waters.
I'm here to clear his name.
What, today's charade made you feel all guilty inside?
No, it's not like that at all. Is it? I can't show you my attorney badge. I'm sorry. You have to forgive me. today's trial. Believe me, Williamson, I didn't intend for today to turn out the way it did.
Oh, I'm sure. If it had gone your way, you'd have gotten a not guilty verdict and been on your merry way. Have the witness take the fall. That's how it always has to end. I'm glad Miss Fay had the guts to speak up.
Nick wouldn't let an innocent man be convicted.
He almost did.
It was an honest mistake. I was only trying to chase the guy who I thought had done it. We'll have it all cleared by tomorrow.
An accident, I'm sure. I already have enough complications on this case. Detective Waters worked with me on it for 3 years. Now I'm left having to finish without a lead detective.
You got me, sir!
Shut up, Gumshoe.
Oh.
I don't know which piece of evidence it was yet. But when I find out what exactly it was you forged, it will all be over for you.
What? Hey! Are you really accusing me of forging evidence in the trial this morning?
Is it that much of a stretch? You've done it before.
No, I didn't.
You were disbarred for it. That was the best thing that could have happened for the courts. It's a shame they let you back in.
We proved that I was framed. I was cleared of all charges.
Proven? You used a computer simulation to prove that somebody else had done it.
I'm very glad that this entire case is finally acknowledging how incredibly hypocritical Phoenix is in Apollo Justice. Because it's literally just like, hey, we have to put Gavin behind jail because he cheated the system and got innocent people killed, and then Phoenix is just like actively abusing the system at every turn and like committing several crimes to just get the right culprit in jail. So I'm glad at least we're finally acknowledging the hypocrisy of Phoenix in that entire game.
I know we've spoken about this in the past, but I just love that Phoenix's latest lawyer rival is a normal lawyer.
Normal lawyer who actually is like a good, decent person.
Somebody who you held a grudge against, I might add. Am I really supposed to put faith in a program designed by a man who has already been accused of forgery? Who's to say you hadn't done it before then as well? If we dig deep enough, I wonder what sins of yours will uncover.
Nick never forged anything.
You can shout that all day, but it won't make me believe you. You defense attorneys are all the same, never thinking about anything but winning. Well, you won't beat me tomorrow. The facts are with me. Any more lies you try to conjure, I'll see through them.
I don't know what kind of attorneys you've met, but I'm not like them.
No, you are the worst of them. A rookie attorney besting the likes of Manfred von Karma? Impossible. Your whole career is built on deceit and falsehoods. You finally got caught, only to weasel your way back in. I know how deep your sins truly go. It's only a matter of time before I can show them to the world.
Another thing I also just like about Williamson is that like all the other prosecutors are like either just terrible people or have like some sort of grudge specifically against Phoenix. I'm not saying that like Obadiah has like a grudge against Phoenix specifically, but no one ever really attacks Phoenix's like character. They only attack his like things
History?
that he's yeah, I mean there's specific things that they have problems with him, like, you know, got it with Mia and Francisca with her dad. Obadiah is the first one who's kind of just like, no, Phoenix, I hate you because I just think you're a terrible person. I'm sorry you think that. It's clear you're not going to change your opinion on me. So why not drop the subject?
For now.
At least for now.
Stop.
Yeah!
Stop. People don't know this joke.
But we do.
What do you mean when you said this case has complications?
Put it simply, there's about 100 Sir Gallantes out there. And only one of them is the guy we're looking for.
100 Sir Gallantes?
But I don't wear hockey hats.
Morons in homemade costumes, that's what they are. Sir Gallante always leaves his own little mark after each crime, a calling cards of sorts. It's how we can tell his crimes apart from those of his copycats.
I imagine a superhero has quite a few imitators.
No kidding. Good thing most of the people trying to copy him are also the ones dumb enough to get caught.
Must be talking about the imitators.
Gallante has achieved quite a lot of fame among the more impressionable. There have been several attempts to copy his work. Most failed horribly. The police have had to keep a close eye on who we talk to about the case. Try to keep the details classified, so that we can tell the fake Gallantes from the real ones. We haven't had as much luck as I'd like.
Must be hard. It must be hard having to deal with the copycats and the real killer at the same time.
It would be a whole lot easier if Detective Waters hadn't leaked everything in the first place.
Hey, we all make mistakes, right?
That's a rather large mistake.
He's right, Maya. That little blunder by Waters probably ruined their chances of ever running an investigation.
Because of him that we have little fanboys like Mr. Hackins running around. And he's actually one of the sane ones.
If Cody is the sane one, I would hate to see the insane ones.
You should see some of the weirdos that we've had to arrest in the past few months.
What have you been keeping confidential from the public?
If I told you, it wouldn't be confidential, would it?
I don't think he's gonna give me any details.
Okay, bye.
No, I'm gonna present some stuff. Hit list. Could I ask you about that?
No.
But
I said no. I'm not about to go sharing the details of my case with a sleazy attorney like you.
Gosh, an attorney's badge would be really helpful right now.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, because he loves attorneys. Specifically defense attorneys.
Specifically this defense attorney.
Yeah.
I don't know what else is really worth trying to present to him. Unless he literally will just not talk to us at all.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of dialogue seems like nothing. You're not going to be able to present anything to him.
I don't have a straw. Then I want to investigate something because we haven't gotten one of those explicit, like, hey, you should leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stop trying to poke around here. You may be friendly with those detectives, but you aren't getting past me.
Maybe going back to the lobby? I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's just keep this in mind in case we ever need to come back. Oh, never mind. You called it. Sarah back? Yep.
Is this me?
I think so.
Oh, Feeny Poo, you're back!
Hello, hello, Sarah.
You don't know how lonely I've been without you! Sarah, we didn't see you at all yesterday. Why are you here? I'm helping Nick. He doesn't need your help. He knows how to do his job. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Maybe we should just change the topic to something confrontational. Like murder!
Way to go, Marla. You made him all upset.
You want to see my cool attorney
Marla
badge?
Faye.
Okay, I already know what I'm going to present here. She is going to get so pissed off at me, but... Who's in the photo?
Me and my daddy. I love my daddy. You two look so happy in that picture. Yeah, I know. You were really cute as a kid. Yeah, I know that too.
Implication she's not cute anymore. Apparently modesty isn't one of this woman's virtues. Okay. Where have you been? We didn't see you yesterday.
Their angry prosecutor sent me down to the police station to be inquisited. He didn't like the stuff I said, I guess. It kinda took the whole day. I'm sorry that we haven't seen each other since the lawyer talk thing.
You mean the trial?
Yeah, that. You were so wonderful in the trial the other day. You know, you're so cute when you do your little objections.
Cute?
Oh no,
You're
she
much
has a
cuter
point.
than my last 17 boyfriends were.
This explains so much. 17?
Yeah, doesn't that make you feel special?
Not really. This is the most, like, authentic Ace Attorney feeling character so far.
You really should come watch more of your trials. It makes me feel all warm inside just seeing you prosecute.
I don't prosecute, and also, please don't. Speaking of the trial, I think we should talk about something more what you saw.
I already told you everything.
There's still a few unanswered questions. We know for a fact that Mr. Parker wasn't the only one to enter the penthouse.
Eh?
Now we know that Detective Waters was also there too. There's 2 suspects.
Mr. Waters is a suspect now?
Yes. You didn't know that?
No! I mean, yes, I did, but I know he didn't do it. You know, he seems like such a nice guy. Why would people be pointing fingers at him?
Well, that was me.
Oh, well, I'm sure you had a good reason for it, right, Peony Poo?
Sure seems like no one at the time did. You didn't have any problems working for a monster like Hollis.
Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't exactly approve of this line of work. I just did what had to be done.
What does that mean?
Well, you know, bills had to be paid, and Mr. Rivales did a very good job of paying me.
Just for the money, huh?
If you put it that way, I sound like a horrible person.
Maybe because you are.
But yep, that was the only reason.
Ooh. I mean, we already have some element of this that we know. She had these locks last time, too. Like, we knew we had a good idea so far. So it's Raleigh is his dad. Or her dad, so. Take that! Take that! Working for Rivales. Was money really the only motivation you had to work for Rivales?
Yep.
Sarah, you don't seem like a bad person. Sure, there must have been some greater motive.
Oh, sweetie, please. It's like I told you. I just needed some way to pay my bills each month. Do you have any idea how hard it is to find work in this economy?
I don't think finance has anything to do with this. Should I just present the photo?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we really don't have anything else worthwhile.
I don't understand. Why are you showing me that?
Isn't it obvious?
Oh, I see. It's an expression of your burning, passionate love for me.
No, that was quite a... Okay. I don't think finance had anything to do with this. Maybe we just don't have it yet.
You could present the picture of him.
We could. It's just that the question in relation to finance is weird to me.
Well, greater motivation could be like
Show
working
her
for your
picture
family.
of Cody. Look at this picture of Cody.
Finance doesn't explain this kid.
I mean, he's right.
No, he has a point.
No, he has a point. Do you have anything to say about this, Cody? Nope. you
Sorry,
don't.
Pops. I don't know nothing about that.
Okay. Abandoned warehouse. Maybe the bird's here. Our attorney's badge is the most important thing we needed in this investigation.
Yeah.
Does it look to you like this room has changed since yesterday?
It does. Can't quite put my finger on it, but something's off.
Let's check it out.
Well, yeah, I clearly remember every single detail about this room from yesterday.
Yesteryear.
Yesteryear? It was more than a year ago now.
Hey,
Regular
I
old
was just born last Thursday.
Good for
course.
you.
This is just a regular old stepladder.
Yeah, baby!
Nick, that's not a stepladder. It's a ladder.
You'd think by now we've had this figured out. That will never get old. Okay.
Hey, Nick, I don't think we've been up to the roof yet.
The roof?
The roof of the Rivali's tower. That's where Cody saw Sir Gallante. There might be some clues up there.
Maybe we should check it out after this. Okay, so we have a new area to investigate.
Weren't these crates in a different place yesterday?
You're right. I think they were.
Who would have moved them? I didn't think anybody would want to come into a creepy building like this.
Nobody but Sir Gallante, that is.
He must have come in here and cleaned everything up.
Sir Gallante doesn't leave his mark at the crime scene, but shows up in a nearby building a few days later. I wonder...
Why are you so quiet, Nick?
Luminol? I love how Phoenix just to yell at Maya. Take that! What? Nick, oh, sorry. Just a hunch, but I think Luminol is just what we need now.
Well, let's try it out.
Gameplay.
Detective! Oh. A symbol drawn with blood, just like the files said. There's no question what that thing is.
Is that...
Okay, so this almost definitively proves... I think it is Maya. I think it's Sir Galante's mark. Okay, so this definitively proves Wayne Parker is not Sir Gallante. It doesn't necessarily excuse Waters, because he could have come here, like, early in the morning or something.
I think Maya might be Gallante.
Plot twist.
Hey, back off, dude!
Oh. Who's doing Gallante? I think you are,
Yes,
Aiden.
that is correct. I'm imagining like Meta Knight from the Kirby anime. Your progress
Spanish?
in the case is impeccable, Sir Wright.
I mean,
Can't do a
Gallante,
Spanish accent, but
Gallante
that's what
is
I
kind
imagine.
of Spanish.
Yeah.
It appears that I have underestimated you. A rather foolish mistake on my part. It will not happen again, I assure you.
Don't come any closer.
Yeah! Stay back!
Maya, get behind me.
You fear me? As well you should. I was friendly with you before, Sir Wright. But things are different now.
The pressure's on a bit? Feeling the noose tighten around you yet?
I do not wish to resort to hostilities against a fellow servant of justice. You would be wise to cease your investigation immediately.
You're not gonna do anything to either of us.
I will do what I must. I am protector of this city. If I fall, the city falls. You will not stand in my way, Sir Wright.
Nick, please, let's go.
You should heed the lady's advice.
That was a cool animation.
Oh, bird.
It's that bird! Came almost as if he called it. Look, I know you're pointing a sword at me and all, but can you just, like, grab my attorney badge, please?
Nick, I'm scared.
Fine. We'll go.
You are a wise man.
Oh, I have an awesome theory of where this is going. We might not get our
Sure.
attorney badge back, but we might be able to prove definitively who the bird belongs to by, like, searching someone who has it.
Hmm.
Cool.
Interesting.
You win this round.
So that's it? We're not going back there anymore?
Doesn't matter. We found out what we needed. That bloody skull is the key to solving everything. Bloody skull added to the court records.
We're stuck now, though. There's nowhere for us to look after this.
Didn't you just say the roof? Not necessarily. Roof of Valley's tower. It's the one place we haven't looked yet. Okay, reception to the roof.
Oh.
I
I think you need to figure out the thing with keys.
I should keep looking for clues and solve any loose ends that might be left. Okay, so we go to the roof last. Gotcha.
This machine looks rather complicated.
She must have a lot of experience using this stuff. What's this? This looks like Sarah's desk. Great insight, Phoenix. Okay, well, I assume nothing's changed in the penthouse, no. So the only area left is Black's apartment and the criminal affairs. Has anything changed here? All the police are hard at work solving various crimes. Hey, stop that. It's not fun when the other team spawn camps. Except that one.
Shout out to Gamer Cop.
Gamer Cop? Gamer Cop.
Games whatever, cop gamers.
Yes, I'm aware. Oh, there's a full bong here now.
Hey, Mr. Right.
Yo, Mr. White.
Hey, Mr. Right.
Just got back from visiting Wayne again.
If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions again.
Go ahead. I got nothing to hide.
What, do you have anything to say about this bloody skull? How was your visit to the detention center?
It went real good. I've been there about 7 times in the past 3 days. Wow, 7? That's more than we've talked to him. Hey, he's my buddy, remember? I gotta do what I can to help.
You're a very loyal friend, Mr. Black. He's lucky to have someone like you.
We're real open with each other. I'm probably the only guy out there who understands him.
What do you mean by that?
Do you have any idea how much stress a job like that makes? Everybody's always scared of him because of his job. Nobody out there seems to realize that he wants nothing to do with it. He talks to me all the time about it.
You mean he tells you what goes on with the Rivales family?
Yeah, dude. Wayne tells me everything.
Everybody needs to vent occasionally.
Nick screams at the tree in our office sometimes.
It's not any tree, it's Charlie.
I hope Mr. Parker never has to resort to that. Dude. That's like the last thing he has to be worried about. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Oh.
His boss, yep. His boss, the police, and now this Sir Gallante creep, he's got it pretty bad.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Mr. Parker seems to have a lot of troubles in his life.
You don't know the half of it, dude. I just wish there was more that I could do.
He told us that he'd been meaning to quit for a while.
Yeah. His jerk-face boss was always hanging stuff over his head.
Like a mistletoe.
He was way too scared to do anything. But that's all over now, right? And everything will be better? No, it doesn't end here. That Sir Gallante guy isn't gonna stop until he gets every last one of those Rivale's people. Don't you see how much trouble Wayne's in?
He doesn't have anything to be worried about. I'm gonna make sure that we catch Gallante before tomorrow's trial is over.
Sweet, dude. You're doing a good thing, dude. I know I couldn't. Real brave of you.
Brave? What do you mean?
Well, you know, Sir Gallante. He goes around killing gangsters and flying out windows and all that. Dude's a complete badass.
Suddenly I feel very faint.
A dude like him'd probably be way mad if somebody tried to confront him. If he knows you're onto him, he might try coming after you.
Suddenly I feel even fainter.
Like I said, dude, real brave of you. Mr. Black, are you saying that Sir Gallante would try to kill Nick? I thought he was supposed to be a hero. Right, but people get desperate when the heat's on. Who can say how he'd react?
He really wouldn't go against his own rules, would he? Bong.
Hey, Nick, is that
A lava lamp.
Oh, come on. I think I'm old enough.
It's a lava lamp. Rated T for teen.
You don't seem to clean up much around here, Mr. Black. Dude, I got better things to worry about. That's what Nick always says. See? Dude knows what I'm saying.
Virgil Black, I think this might be the start of a beautiful friendship. I saw something down here. I think I've heard of this book before.
Have you? It's real good. You should read it sometime. Nick's not really a big reader. I can't remember the last time I saw him look through our bookshelf.
Well, I have a feeling this might just be slightly more entertaining than whatever I find in there. Anything else? Nope. Windows? Nope. Anything we want to present Wayne? Or, Virgil?
Hey, take it easy, Mr. Wright. Going around shoving things in people's faces is no way to make friends.
Anything else we want to show him? Sir Gallante poster? Nope. Maybe profile? I don't think Gerald has been treating your friend very well. He gets emotional pretty easily.
Nah, he's always been like that.
You sure he'll be okay?
Hey, don't worry, right? You'll have him out in a day or two.
It's an awful lot of faith you're putting in me. It's actually kind of flattering. Okay. Anyone have any ideas?
I still think you need to try everything and anything with Sarah.
Okay. I think that's fair. I want to see maybe presenting, not going straight to the Cyclops, but Seeing if there's any profiles I can show. What do you think about Sir Gallante?
I don't know. I think it's kind of weird to be running around in a costume, you know?
Yeah, I guess it is. I was hoping to get more out of her, but I guess I'll just have to settle for that. Yeah, Rivales. So yeah.
So I guess I'm kind of unemployed now, right? Because my boss is dead? I mean, I'd better start sending my resume out to other places.
Qualifications. Worked for the Mafia. Don't know how well that will go over for other employers out there.
Is that a gift? For me?
Wait, maybe?
You did it!
You sound really sure of yourself.
I know we work together, but he's a murderer! I can't just keep quiet, you know?
My lawyer's pins are tingling. Do I detect hostility? Okay, let's take another crack at the Cyclops then.
Bro, why'd you yell take that at me? He is thinking.
Yes, we talked about this. Somebody to pay the bills each month. Do you have any idea how hard it is to find work in this economy? I don't think finance has anything to do with this.
Wait.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh,
Does
could it be Charles
look
Locke?
like your father?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, maybe we were jumping to conclusions. I mean, it definitely looks much more like him.
Same mustache.
So let's say the hit list. Nice.
Heyo.
No! I'm no assassin, Feeny Weeny. I never join up just so I could kill people.
I'm not suggesting you killed all the people on here. You're too young for that.
Whew, you had me so worried.
However, I do think that the people on this list are still very important to you.
What? Why would I care about all of them?
Not all of them. Just one, actually. There's one person here who is very special to you. And that person is on page 3.
Page 3?
Yes. And that person I'm thinking of is Charles...
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy! No.
Also Frank Ness. Frankness.
The man right here. You knew him, didn't you?
Charles Locke? Well, I guess the name does sound kind of familiar.
You knew him pretty well then.
No, not really. I just said the name sounded familiar.
I don't think so. I say you were pretty close.
Nope. I swear nothing happened between us. No need to get all jealous.
Do you think he's not one of your 17 boyfriends? I'm not jealous. You weren't lovers with this man. However, you were connected to him in another way. Key's family photo. He was your father.
My daddy?
Look closely. The man on this hit list and the man in this photo are the same person.
But we have different last names. We couldn't be related.
Sure, that's what you wanted Rivales to think. It's not very hard to change your name in this world.
Well, oh, okay. It's true. Michael Rivales had my daddy killed.
That's what I thought. Now that brings me to my next point. The real reason you started working for the Rivales family was for revenge. You joined this so you could have revenge.
But that's a bit extreme, don't you think?
Not at all. He murdered your father. You wanted to repay him. You'd have close access to him, so you started working as his assistant.
I've been here for a few years, though. If I'd wanted revenge, I'd have done it a long time ago.
Maybe the opportunity never presented itself. Maybe you were just too scared. Does it really matter?
No, I guess not. I guess I just can't hide anything from you, you know?
All this time, you've been working for a man you hated?
Uh-huh.
Can't even imagine what that's like.
Miss Keys, my mother left me when I was very young. I've lost a lot of people who I loved. I know what it's like to lose your family. And murder, it's not something you can get over easily. You never do. I was only 5 when it happened, but it still haunts me. My daddy was a judge who sentenced some Rivali's henchmen. The family didn't like that.
End the line, Locke. You ready to do this one?
He's not here.
Good as place as any.
Daddy, who is that man?
Please, not in front of my daughter.
She'll have to learn someday.
Daddy!
Well, that's dark.
The killer was never arrested, and the statute of limitations passed a long time ago. He'll never be punished for it.
It's actually statute of limitations. I was unfortunately thinking the same thing. But I don't think now is the best time to be correcting her on that.
The Rivali's family are such creeps. They have all their henchmen and use them to do all the dirty work. No,
No?
it wasn't just one of his goons. Parker killed him.
Ah, makes sense now.
What?
What do you mean Mr. Parker killed your father?
I know it was him. He was there when Daddy died.
You're absolutely certain.
It was a long time ago, but there's no way I can ever forget that. I can see him staring down at me as if it was yesterday. There's no question in my mind. The man you're defending is a monster. He's evil. But nothing will ever be done about it. Because of you legal people and your laws. The statute of litigation says that once 15 years has passed, a crime never legally happened. It's been 19 years. Do you want to try telling me that my daddy was never shot in front of my eyes?
No.
Because of that law, the police aren't able to lift a finger. Parker is able to go on and live his little life as if he never did anything wrong.
You must really hate him.
Of course I do. But do you know what I hate even more? I hate the system that allows men like him and Rivales to roam free.
So I guess the way that they're going with this is that she had reason to work with Gallante.
I hate the police who were too scared to confront them a long time ago. Nobody's actually ever done anything to fight those evil beasts. That's what Nick and I are trying to do right now. No, you're all content to sit behind your little lawyers' benches and shout and point fingers. Finger pointing didn't bring Rivales down. It was a blade to the chest. Sir Gallante is the greatest thing to happen to the city in a very long time.
Murdering people is the way to solve a problem, no matter how terrible they are.
Follies would have gotten the death penalty anyway had he ever been taken to trial. Is it really so much different?
Well,
He got what was coming to him. He deserved it.
I don't think there's any point in trying to argue the matter with her. Well, that's one mystery solved. This case is finally starting to make sense. Okay, let's go to the roof.
It just seems like this game, or maybe just this case, or maybe the whole game, seems like sort of a critique on the law system, at least within the Phoenix Wright universe, but probably at large.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I think it's partially just the setup for this case in particular. Okay.
Nick, look how high up we are.
I'd rather not, thank you very much.
This is even higher than we were in the penthouse.
Find a happy place. Find a happy place. Okay, what's this sign? It's a fuse box.
What's that funny thing on it?
I'm not sure. Let's touch it. What's the worst that can happen? I don't think they normally have stuff like this.
Well, pick it up. I want to know what it is.
And then Nick died.
Ah! What'd you do?
I don't
Bad
know!
ending.
I just touched it and it happened.
Fix it.
Don't look at me. I'm a lawyer, not an electrician. What is
Oh,
this?
the power outage.
Yeah,
Nick, look over there.
I see it. Oh. I thought I lost you forever. Please don't ever do that again. Starts kissing the badge.
Hey,
Best
find
shit
a
in
room,
the
you
entire
two.
series.
No! Get away, you stupid bird! Back! Back! Hey, it's that bird!
I wonder what it's doing all the way up here.
Get out of
The
here!
bird.
Shoo! No one likes you!
That's the same bird that was with Sir Gallante, isn't it?
Dumb bird!
Do you think it might be his pet?
You hear that? You're nothing but a stupid bird!
Maybe it's his faithful sidekick who goes everywhere with him.
Don't take people's attorney's badge! You're just not listening to anything.
Nick, stop shouting at the bird and pay attention to me.
Old man shouts at bird. Hawk
As is
added
his
to
right.
I love the description.
Fight other dumb bird.
Dumb bird. Antennae. Why is there a
I
giant?
saw a giant pole there.
That's a lightning rod. It's been here in case the building gets struck by lightning. Isn't it supposed to be the highest point?
I feel kind of bad for that pole.
Maya would feel sympathy for a pole.
Does it seem out of place to you? Can't really see any reason a giant rolled up cord would be lying here on the roof.
I wonder how long it is.
Maya, don't run so fast up here.
Whoa! Nick, look at this! There's still a lot left, too!
That's nice. Just please don't stand so close to the edge. I know she's doing that to bug me.
I'll bet this thing could stretch all the way to that building across the street.
Whoa, what a coincidence! Wait. Could it be? Okay, so he's ziplined out of the building?
What do you think this thing is for?
That's a good question. Cable is completely out of place here. Looks like it can be combined with something else.
Arts and crafts time?
My attorney's badge.
Yeah!
Yeah, baby.
The sword? What is this thing? Maybe this? What about this?
Isn't that the thing I found in the vent?
Looks like these little doohickeys could snap around it. Oh! It's, what's it called? Harness.
Yes.
Hey, that looks like a bungee cord.
Don't get any ideas. Harness created by combining the cord and the strange device.
Watch me fly!
Nick, look! I'm gonna prove it works with the cord!
Maya then died.
This just in, Tom Cruise is dead.
Here, give it to me. How do I look?
Looks kind of big on you.
That's not a problem. I'll just tighten the straps a bit. I'm gonna go try it out!
No.
Jeez.
Is she actually?
No, get back here!
It's okay, Nick. This cord looks strong enough to hold me up.
You're completely missing the point!
What are you doing up here? Voicing for
Obadiah?
now.
I'm gonna guess Obadiah. Oh.
Oh.
Sarah, why
Sarah, why'd your voice sound so deep?
Oh, what a deep voice you have, Grandma.
Sorry, something stuck in my throat.
Sarah, why are you not back at reception?
The lights in the building just went out. I was going to check and see if something was wrong with the fuse
Why is
box
the
up
fuse
here.
box on top floor for the entire building?
Hey, just none
Convenience.
of your business.
Fuse box? Did I do that?
Beanie weenie, you shouldn't be here. Don't you know it's dangerous to play on rooftops like this?
Okay, Maya,
like
give
she
me the
recovered
harness. We're
from-
jumping off now.
Feels like she recovered from that traumatic conversation they just had pretty quick and is back to Feeny Weeny.
You might fall and smash your precious little body all over the pavement.
I'm not really the one you should be worrying about.
Nick? Who's that you're talking to? Oh, hi, Miss Keys. Oh, it's you.
Sarah attempts murder on Maya by pushing her off the building.
What are you wearing? It's a bungee harness. I think you two should leave.
Huh?
I'm going to have to ask you two to leave the building.
There's no way they're setting her up to be Gallante, right?
Might.
I'm sorry, Sarah. Is there...
Miss Keys?
I'm sorry, Miss Keys. Is there something we did wrong?
This building is a crime scene. The prosecution wouldn't want you meddling with the investigation.
Melon! What sparked this?
Please leave, now. Sorry. I'm sorry, Phoenix. It never would have worked out between the two of us. I guess we can't go back in there anymore.
No. I'm guessing Miss Keys would be waiting at the reception desk if we tried.
I didn't think she would get so mad over my harness like that.
It's not your fault. You couldn't have known. She turned hostile as soon as he found out we were investigating the roof.
Nick, do you think...
After today, I don't want to make any judgments on that until I know for sure. We have to see how things play out. Sarah Keys, what are you hiding? To be continued. Wonderful. Okay. Full health. Okay. I think this is a good place to take a quick break before we continue on to the main trial. So we'll be right back.
Woo!
Okay, we are back. We will be covering for Aiden for a little bit as we continue through, but let's keep this going.
Are you ready, Nick?
Just about. We learned a lot of new things yesterday. Things that bring a completely new meaning to everything.
Careful today. We don't want to reveal that the police force were working with the Rivales family.
The bailiffs. The police were what? Don't worry, I'll be careful how I handle that.
The police would never be able to recover from a scandal like that.
Speaking of the Mafia, where's Mr. Parker? Should have been here a while ago. If you're looking for the defendant, he's in the prosecutor's lobby. Being prepped for his testimony.
So Prosecutor Williamson is going to have him testify today?
I guess so?
Do you think he really killed him?
No. I don't believe that he killed Rivales. This is you.
I returned.
Hello.
Oh no, the stream.
Oh, is it crashing?
I can see it.
Do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Is the stream to you guys failing?
Hold on. It's almost back.
Okay. Technical difficulties, everybody.
I got myself some popcorn.
Wonderful.
Among other various things that made me come back late.
I'm not gonna judge. Popcorn sounds nice.
Okay, I think I'm back.
Okay. Do you have the screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Mr. Rivales. Miss Keith's father. There's no question in my mind. The man you're defending is a monster. He's evil.
If he did, I'm not sure there's much we can do about it. Statute of limitations has already passed.
How could he do something like that? Maybe you shouldn't defend him anymore.
I couldn't do that to him after coming this far. And anyways, apart from Miss Parker, Detective Waters is currently the top suspect.
That's right.
If I were to stop defending Mr. Parker now, someone else would take over. I can't guarantee they'd push for a happy ending for Waters.
It's all up to us then. Let's do this. Maya Faye!
What?
Today, I'm not only one person to prove innocent, but two. Hopefully, I can pull it off. Man, Parker's huge.
Court is in session. Mr. Williamson, it is to my knowledge that you wish to have the defendant testify today. If what we discussed yesterday is true, then there's a good chance this man saw Detective Waters enter the crime scene. That goes completely against the prosecution's claims that the defendant was the killer, though. That's irrelevant. As prosecutor, I must find the true culprit. If that happens to be a man I've worked with, so be it. The truth is absolute. There are now two suspects in the case. One of them did it.
That just means they'll both try to incriminate the other as the culprit. We can't trust either of them.
What's that, right? You don't think we can trust your client? You think he's a liar?
Well, that's not exactly what I meant.
Then do you think it would be a mistake to put him on the stand?
I don't hear any music right now, so I hope it's okay.
Mr. Wright, what is your opinion on this?
I have to trust Mr. Parker. I have to believe that he isn't going to lie just to get off the hook. The defense will allow Mr. Parker to testify.
Very well. Proceed.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Wayne Parker. I'm an ex-mafia enforcer. I worked as one of Mr. Avali's top men.
A filthy occupation.
Please don't say that. Your poor choice of career is not what matters here, though.
You're here because you witnessed something very important.
That's right, sir. I saw him.
Oh no.
I saw the detective go into the crime scene. He looked scared out of his wits. Could you tell us more about this? I can do that.
Leaving the penthouse.
I passed the detective as I was leaving the room.
Okay, hold on one sec. Let's see if there is some audio issues.
Weird.
Disappear.
I passed by the detective as... Oh, I said that one already.
Leaving the penthouse.
Now it's more dramatic. No, not necessarily. I said this line. I passed by the detective as I was leaving the room. He went in about the same time I went out. I knew that Mr. Avali's had been expecting somebody, so I wasn't too concerned at the time. It wasn't until late that I found out he had been killed.
This testimony is fine for Mr. Parker. I'm going to say one more time, and if it's not fixed by the main testimony, I will pause the stream to check it out. It makes Waters look even worse than before.
Witness, was the victim dead when you left? No, sir. So he had to have been killed after. This Detective Waters fellow is looking more and more guilty.
Like any testimony, this must be thoroughly examined to make sure there are no contradictions.
I am playing 3 out of 5 people in this room. Yes, I suppose so. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Cross-examination. Leaving the penthouse. Yeah. Okay, so let's just take a quick pause on the stream, and I'll figure out what is wrong with the music real quick. Okay, and we are back, and there is dialogue. Thank you very much for pointing that out. I probably wouldn't have cut it at least until the testimony section, but we just checked it out, we came back in, we're all good, so thank you. passed the detective as I was leaving the room. When I'm at the same time I went out. And then Mr. Vallis had been expecting someone, so I wasn't too concerned at the time. I mean, that sounds right, just because of the blackmail letter, right? Saturday, 6 a.m. Okay, so he was expecting him. It wasn't until later I found out he'd been killed. Okay, let's just press for now then. You moved with him?
Sorry. Not the detective specifically. But Mr. Rivales had mentioned having a meeting with someone that day.
The receptionist have known too?
Sarah? Well, yeah. It was her job to know stuff like that.
So Miss Keys knew that Waters was supposed to meet with the victim. That means nobody had to do any sneaking around that morning. This changes everything.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Nick?
Probably. There's only one reason why she would neglect to mention that she knew Waters. Hold on. Stream is crapping out again, I think. No, we might be fine. Yeah, we should be fine. Okay. I knew that Mr. Rivales had been expecting someone, so I wasn't too concerned at the time. Okay. Autopsy. I mean, blackout data is a little interesting now. See, because this was used to originally prove that Wayne was coming. Train sword. I'm confused where we're going with this. Any theories?
Afraid not.
I mean, clearly what they're
Nope.
going for is that Sarah was lying in her original testimony. Because she should have known that Waters was supposed to be there, but just didn't mention him at all, only mentioned Parker. I passed the detective as I was leaving the room. Are you sure it was Detective Waters?
He's that other guy who testified yesterday, right? The one who arrested me?
Yes.
Yep, that's the one.
How were you able to tell?
Huh? Oh, well, I saw his face, I guess.
Rats. Wait. He saw his face. Let's just press everything for right now. When was that?
It was sometime during the blackout.
Well, you showed up around 5:30. Your meeting only lasted a few minutes. That would mean the blackout had just barely started when you left.
That sounds about right. I didn't stick around very long after that.
Where'd you go next?
Home. I was rather upset about my meeting with how my meeting with Mr. Rivales ended.
He means how Mr. Rivales wouldn't let him quit.
This man can't seem to get a break in life, can he? Was he dressed normally when you passed him?
Yes.
Then how do you explain the photo taken by Cody Hackins?
The same explanation used yesterday can still be used now, albeit with a different person.
The one about how he entered the room twice, once from the hallway and once from the roof?
That one. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with this theory?
Yes, Your Honor. The problem is with...
Want to save and try them all?
I mean, honestly, yeah, I don't know where they're going with this. Nothing's weird about the victim. He just stayed in the room the whole time. Let's just do killer. Unlike before, you're the one being accused here, Mr. Parker. Yesterday, the theory rested only on the assumption that you were able to smuggle in the armor over the course of several days. This wouldn't be possible with Detective Waters.
What do you mean?
Since he didn't work in the towers, he would have been immediately noticed. I doubt the family could have enjoyed the presence of such a fine, upstanding detective as him.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
I'm being serious here. There's no way he would have been able to sneak anything in over a period of 7 days. Giant sword?
The bird. Okay,
I mean,
but,
is
like,
that the
maybe
logic they're
actually-
going, that the birds smuggle all the stuff?
Could it smuggle it all up to the roof?
That honestly would be so dope. But we're trying to prove that he couldn't have smuggled it, so I'm just gonna say the giant sword. No, that's not good. Okay, let's reload. We did something very, very wrong here. Do we still want to go killer? Let's just see what happens if we do the other ones. The witness, Wayne Parker.
What exactly is the issue with him?
He's obviously just lying to cover for himself.
What? Is the defense suggesting that their client is committing perjury?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm... What was that for?
What do you think that was for? You're going to get Mr. Parker convicted if you keep that up.
Sorry.
Don't do it again.
Okay, I won't. Okay, so we were on the right track before. So let's go with killer. Unlike before, you're not the only one accused here, Mr. Parker. Yesterday, the theory rested on the assumption that you were able to smuggle in the armor over the course of several days. This wouldn't be possible with Detective Waters. Since he hadn't worked in the towers, he would have been immediately noticed. Doubt the family would have enjoyed... Being serious here. There's no way he would have been able to sneak anything over a period of several days. Security system? Yeah, we'll just go with security system.
Yay.
As we all know, blackouts are a rather rare thing. They don't exactly happen every day. Do you see where I'm going with this? That means any other day, the security system would have been fully functional. My client went up there every day, would not look out of place. Detective Waters, on the other hand, would attract a lot of unwanted attention. He couldn't sneak himself in there, much less a suit of armor.
Why, that's right.
And I don't think that I need to remind you. The defendant just testified that Waters was not wearing this armor when he saw him. If that's the case, then how did this show up in this picture?
Does it really matter? It's there either way.
Somebody managed to smuggle it into that
Me.
building.
Somebody managed to smuggle it into that building. Well, Mr. Wright, who did it?
Sorry. A third person. It had to have been a third person.
Arnett chewing. What? Somebody besides the defendant and the detective was in the penthouse? That would mean that there was a third person.
Maybe there was a fourth person who closed the door, and a fifth one who cleaned up the evidence. That's what I just said.
Something I realized while we were on break is that, if Sarah was Gallante, that wouldn't that leaves the question of why Galante went to Phoenix on the first night and told him Wayne is innocent.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you know who this other person was?
No idea.
Well, that doesn't help us at all, does it?
Maybe it doesn't, but I think something that will.
You do? Show us!
Both Detective Waters and Mr. Parker were in custody yesterday. At the time, something happened, which neither of them could have done. Someone tried to remove something. What was that thing that someone... What? What was someone trying to remove? Oh, is it claiming the harness because Sarah kicked us out of the building?
I'd go with harness. Or the attorney's badge.
It's the attorney's badge! Okay, let's go harness. Uh-oh. It was this!
Whatever it is, it doesn't look like they did a very good job of removing it.
No, it doesn't. That's how I found it.
Do you ever think before you speak?
Not always. Sometimes I just throw stuff out there and hope it works.
Why am I still...
Do you ever think before you talk? Nah, I just whip it out there. It's what's best. What was this thing that someone tried to remove? Fuse box?
The fact that attorney's badge keeps coming to mind.
Someone tried to remove yesterday.
Why doesn't he mention the fact that they were both in custody and yet he met Sir Gallante? I guess he has no
Well,
evidence of that.
I mean, we do... once we show this, we'll have evidence, but we can't prove when it was put up. Because they'll argue it was done before the trial or something weird. I'm stuck.
Just try the attorney's badge. Like, make a save state and try it, because that's...
Yeah, that's not it. It was a nice try.
It was... They did try to remove it.
What was this thing that someone tried to remove? I mean, my first guess would just be the wire itself. Not the harness, but just the wire, because they left that up there. Maybe I'll try fuse box. Nope, of course it wasn't. Someone tried to remove the bird. I try the bloody skull, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! Oh, I get it. Okay, so I think what they're claiming is that he doesn't, like, that someone scrubbed off the blood. It was originally there. And he scrubbed it off, so he tried to pass it off as not a Gallante crime. Oh. Okay, okay. What if Sarah was the one who did this one off because she knew that if they proved Gallante wasn't there, then Parker would be innocent? You know what I mean? She would have a motivation to specifically get rid of it.
Yeah.
You guys were right with Bloody Skull, I apologize. This!
I didn't suggest it. Ah! What is that?
This, Your Honor, is something that we've all been searching for these past few days.
That's Gallante's symbol. Where did you find that?
In the abandoned building across the street from Rivale's tower. It had already been erased when I arrived, but I was able to find it using luminol.
You were missing a bottle of that at the crime scene. Did you?
We don't need to get into the specifics of how I found it. What I'm trying to make here
Again,
is...
Phoenix commits crimes.
On another episode of Phoenix Does Not Obey the Law. The point I'm trying to make here is that the scene had just been tampered with only recently. Neither Water nor Parker could have done it.
And
Okay.
who did?
She's no motivation for the person who put it there. Sir Gallante. He tried to remove the skull to throw us off his trail.
This mark proves that Sir Gallante is the culprit. That doesn't help us. We need to know who he actually is. I don't think anybody can tell you that. We've run a rather thorough investigation, but haven't found anything.
Mr. Parker, would you mind telling us about the family's investigation of Sir Gallante?
Of course, Mr. Wright. I'll tell you what I know. Mr. Avales had been running his own investigations on Sir Gallante. Even with all our resources pulled together, we weren't able to find him. Whoever he is, that guy knows what he's doing.
That was a very useless testimony, I'm gonna be honest.
It sounds an awful lot like the investigation the police have been conducting. They haven't had much luck either. Well, actually...
Hold it! Maybe we should just start the cross-examination.
Okay, you don't have to get so excited about it.
Remember, Nick, you have to be careful here. Or Mr. Parker might tell everybody about the deal the police had with the Rivales family.
Thanks, I'll remember that. I can't tell if Nick is being passive-aggressive or not. Mob connections. Mr. Rivale has been running his own investigations on Sir Gallante. With all the resources pulled together, we weren't able to find him. Whoever he is, that guy knows what he's doing. No luck on that?
None. He's like a ghost. Not a single piece of solid evidence. Perhaps somebody has been tampering with the crime scenes. That's always a possibility. However, it's just as likely that the criminal is simply a very intelligent person.
You need to be either very smart or very lucky to evade capture for that long.
He's a whole lot more than lucky. He knows how to cover his tracks. He's definitely not incompetent, I'll tell you that.
Mr. Parker, did your boss ever talk about you with the investigation?
All the time. He told me almost everything. As one of the family's top enforcers, I knew all about the investigation.
This is new. He didn't tell me about this before. Mr. Parker, could you update your testimony with this information?
You got it, Mr. Wright.
I knew just about all the information we'd gathered. You had access to everything they'd found?
Not everything. Mr. Avales kept some of it pretty secret.
He didn't trust you with it?
He didn't trust anybody.
Sydney?
Sounds like boss of the year to me.
How much did you actually know?
Most of it, which wasn't much. It was enough to know that we weren't getting anywhere. It became pretty clear pretty fast that we weren't ever going to find him. Not alone, at least. What do you mean by alone? We had to find another group to help us. Who was...
It was another criminal gang, wasn't it?
Well, no, it was... We don't need to know who was involved. But you said it could be a criminal gang. Why is that?
Nice save, Williamson.
Actually, there weren't too many organized criminal groups left for us to join with. That was the problem.
That's a problem?
Yes, it was. The Kitakis and Cadaverinis were all gone. Wait, Cadaverinis.
Cadaverinis. That's from Recipe for Turnabout.
Amazing. Before, we might have considered joining with them to form an alliance.
That's a scary thought.
That left us alone, with nobody else to turn to.
Do you think things would have worked out differently if the two groups still existed?
The investigation had already been in progress for 2 years before Big Wind's Kitaki decided to go clean. I doubt it would have made any difference. Maybe not.
I'd like to hear more about this if you don't mind.
Me too. Please update your testimony.
With all our resources pulled together, we weren't able to find him. Some investigations from Gallante. You just about all the information we gathered. With all our resources pulled together, we weren't able to find him. Wherever he is, that guy knows what he's doing. After he killed the Cadaverinis, we were really on edge.
On page 1.
Page 1?
I didn't get to see page 1. It's not important though.
Yeah, page 1 is just the document that proves that it's a Rivales list. God damn it, I keep pressing the wrong one. He'd been on edge after he killed the Cadaverinis. Victims: Cassidy, Robin Paulson, Giovanni Frito Rivali, at least 8 other victims remain unidentified. Many other suspects linked to him, all identified suspects have just Rivali's crimes to get Sir Gallante have him grudging for. I don't see Cadaveri anywhere here. And he's a pretty big name, they would have been able to identify him.
Well, he didn't necessarily say that the... Did he say that Gallante got the Cadaverinis?
That was the impression I got. After he killed the Cadaverinis, we've been really on edge. He's definitely talking about... Let's just try it. Make it hurt. Yep. Mr. Would you take a look at this file?
Where?
Right here, on this page, later. It was the final page, wasn't it? Oh, gosh. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's on 5. Page 5. Page 5. You can clearly tell that it says all of the identified victims have had connections with the Rivales crime syndicate. Bruno Cadaverini was hardly a member of that group. In fact, he was one of your main rivals. Don't you get it? Sir Gallante didn't kill the Cadaverinis.
That's not what I was told.
I don't know who did it, but the police apparently have reasons to believe that it was someone else.
Go a bit easier on your client, right? He didn't know. Do you recall what I told you yesterday? Gallante has achieved quite a lot of fame among the more impressionable. There have been several attempts to copy his work. Most failed horribly. The police have had to keep a close eye on who we... we've seen this.
Yeah. So he's claiming a fake Gallante killed Cadaverini.
What Mr. Parker just said, that was one of the things we've managed to keep secret. Even from the Rivales family.
That means...
They never realized that they were Gallante's sole target. Rivales himself was aware. He agreed to keep it a secret. Oh no, he dissolved. He's gone.
Gonna make the noise or not?
Wubba blah.
What? Why would he do that?
I will not indulge in speculation of an unrelated topic. Sir Gallante did not murder the Cadaverinis. That is all you need to be concerned with.
Interesting. That Gallante only killed people in relation to Rivales and no one else. The Rivales family never realized that Sir Gallante was specifically targeting them. Only Michael Rivales himself knew. But then... if what we had just discussed had only been known to the police force, then someone out there knows too much. I'd like to call in a new witness. Are we gonna... I assume Sarah?
I would be surprised if it weren't. Hey, I call in the bird. Wouldn't be the first time.
Your Honor, I would like to call up Dumbbird.
This stupid freaking bird, I hate him so much.
He really should be in profiles. I think it's funnier that he's evidence. I'm trying to think if there was anybody else who knew they were only targeting Rivales. Like, I tried to just remember testimony, like what people said, but I honestly don't remember anything.
I'd just go with Sarah anyways.
Let's go with the Sarah. I'll fix it if it's wrong. If it's wrong.
It was this person.
Was it Cody?
Was it?
I honestly don't remember. Hold on, am I pressing the wrong button? F7. Given the circumstances, I say that this person has a lot of explaining to do. See if we can solve this before... Did Black say anything about Rivales?
He might have.
Let's just go with it. What the hell? You haven't been there, Mr. Parker, but over the past few days I spoke with your friend Virgil Black.
No. What does he have to do with this?
I believe that he knows a bit too much about this serial killer.
Of course not. He has some sort of vendetta against the Rivales family. He's trying to kill them all.
Wasn't explicit. I don't know.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember him specifically doing that. And then later...
That Sir Gallante guy isn't gonna stop until he gets every last one of those Rivales people.
Yeah, but he's a stoner. The things he says hardly count.
Hey!
The comments
Kidding.
seem innocent at the time, but what Mr. Williamson had just told us, I'm starting to find very suspicious. The defense demands testimony from Virgil Black.
Virgil Black!
Okay,
I don't have it in me to do a loud scream.
fair enough.
Order! Order!
If Virgil's Sir Gallante, there is at this point, that's the only thing that makes sense. Because although Sarah has reasons to do a murder, it doesn't make sense, anything that plays out the way
Unless
it
she and
did.
Virgil were in on it together.
And they're
I
both
don't know.
Gallante.
I'm still... My head's still stuck on how she, just shooed you out of the building upon learning about the harness.
I think they work together, but I have a feeling
Yeah.
that Gallante is specifically Black, and that Sarah just helped with this particular murder because then they both get their ways.
Oh my god. Virgil, vigilante. Vigilante. Mr. Wright, you made a similar accusation yesterday. Are you sure about this?
Is there any other way he could have known?
Somebody go fetch Mr. Black. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
Right away, sir.
We'll have a recess until the suspect arrives. Hooray, it's the case that never ends.
The never ending case.
Mr. Wright, do you really think Virgil did it?
He definitely has a lot of explaining to do.
I just can't believe that Virgil could kill anyone.
was wondering the same thing about you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Mr. Parker, did you kill Sarah Keyes' father?
Oh. That.
She's convinced that she murdered her father when she was a child.
Well, that explains why she hates me so much. I can see why she'd think that.
You didn't actually do it, did you?
No. I told you I'm not a killer. And that's the truth. But I also said that I've committed several horrible crimes. That's true as well. My worst crime of all has been standing by and doing nothing. I was there when her father died.
If it wasn't you, then who did it?
It was an assassin hired by Mr. Rivales. I was supposed to go along in case things went bad. I watched as he shot Mr. Locke in the heart. I watched as that 6-year-old girl held her daddy in her arms, weeping as his life spilled onto her tiny little body. I watched and did nothing. I guess I just never made the connection that Sarah was that little girl, all grown up.
She held a grudge against you all these years.
I didn't do it. I know there's no way to prove that I know there's no way I can prove that I didn't. You'll have to just have to believe me. Or not.
Statute of limitations passed, there's nothing we could do even if he had.
You know, I almost suspected Miss Keyes for a while yesterday.
Stupid Maya, who would think Sarah is the suspect?
Hey, you talked to plants.
This isn't over. I'm sure she still has a role to play in this. I think you're right that I think this is gonna be stupid if like the Hawks smuggled up all the equipment to the top floor.
There he is, Stoner Man. Please state your name and occupation for the court.
Virgil Black. Occupation, stoner.
It's not an occupation, it's a lifestyle.
Life.
My name is Virgil Black. I'm unemployed.
Mr. Black, this court demands an explanation from you. Right over there.
Right over there.
Right over there. Mr. Wright, right over there. Right. Claims
Right.
that you told him things which should have been known only to the police. And the killer, of course.
You told me that Sir Gallante has been singling out the Rivales family.
I did? Are you making stuff up, dude?
Don't play dumb.
Sorry, dude. I tend to forget things kinda easily.
Mr. Black, I have a hard time believing that you would be able to come to that conclusion by yourself. We've been passing the crimes off as separate incidents. An average civilian couldn't have known.
Hey. You guys need to chill. Let me explain everything.
My dance.
I think I might have overreacted a bit. I didn't really know that stuff. I was just guessing it. Besides, Sir Gallante knows all kinds of police stuff, doesn't he? I don't have access to that kind of thing.
Okay, I feel like that lesson is what's gonna be.
You were just guessing when you made those comments?
Yeah, sorry.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this satisfy you?
No.
Hey, why are you being like this, dude? I thought we were buddies.
I'm not buddies with mass murderers, no matter how justified their actions may have been. Sir Gallante is clearly a smart man to have lasted this long. I have to be ready for anything here. Okay, testimony begin. I reacted a bit. Didn't really know that stuff. Sir Gallante knows all kinds of police stuff, doesn't he? I don't have access to that kind of thing. Can we just present Wayne? Or,
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess- Nah, because that only gives him Rivali's information. That doesn't give him... Oh! Oh. There's a problem here.
What?
So my intuition is just present Wayne. You had access to Wayne, who had access to all the police files because they pooled it together. But then we would have to admit that the police and the Rivales work together, which we're trying to avoid. So maybe, I don't know. Part of me just wants to just say screw it and try. Because we know he just talked about, you know, how Parker would vent to him all the time about stuff, you know? That's the perfect way to get information.
Yeah.
Screw it, let's just go for it. Any objections?
Objection! No.
Your say.
Holy crap. Phoenix, you are on thin ice here, bud.
Is he ever
Oh.
not?
I mean, yes, but this is gonna piss off everyone. Mr. Black, I have to give you credit. You definitely know how to deny something.
Is there a problem with what I said?
No, there isn't. It's tight.
What's the issue then?
Oh, okay, so we're gonna slightly get around this. Okay. He didn't have police information. He had Rivales family information. But didn't we just confirm that Michael Rivales is the only one who had the info?
Yeah.
This is gonna... They're still gonna...
What?
Phoenix!
The witness works for those criminals?
No. But he was a close friends with someone who did. Wayne Parker.
That doesn't mean anything, dude.
It does, Mr. Black. Yesterday, you told us when he was stressed, Mr. Parker vents to you. He tells you everything.
Not everything. He didn't even tell me that he was meeting with old Mikey that day.
Did he really need to? He worked there after all. Wasn't exactly out of character for him.
It was dangerous, dude. Somebody died there.
There! You did it again. You were scared because somebody died? That hadn't even happened yet. How could you have possibly known that someone was going to die before it even happened?
Well, that detective guy was going there. I knew it couldn't end well for him.
And how did you know that?
Wayne told me.
Did he now? Somebody, Mr. Black. Not Mr. Waters, but somebody. He had no idea who Rivales was expecting.
There's no way he could have known that then.
Do you have anything to say to that, Mr. Black? Or should I say, Sir Gallante?
What I have to say, Mr. Wright, is that you have made a terrible mistake.
Okay, I have a stupid idea. I want to see if you guys down for it. For Sydney to now do a terrible impression of Aiden of Sir Gallante.
No, it's a terrible
Oh,
impression of me
gosh.
doing a terrible impression of Spanish Mennonite.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I think so. You don't have the
What
impression of Aiden, but I think it'd be. I still think it'd be fun if Sydney did Gallante. Let's just see where this
Alright.
goes.
Oh,
If we
okay.
all hate it,
What?
we can switch back to Aiden.
Mr. Black, what is the meaning of this?
He's Sir Gallante.
no. I am but one of his followers. A fanboy, perchance you might call me.
Perchance?
Perchance.
Perchance.
You have to say perchance.
Perchance.
A fanboy? What is that supposed to mean?
I am merely a simple servant of justice.
I like it.
Sir Gallante is the one who will bring peace to the city. Forgive the attire, but it seems appropriate for the
How do
time.
you get in here?
I have no idea.
We approach the climax of our tale. I deny being the great Sir
He
Gallante.
just had it all in his afro, you know?
And yet, if Sir Right wishes a confrontation, he shall have it. Prepare yourself!
You're one of his copycats? For the love of all that is holy.
Think what you will, Sir Prosecutor. It is I who will champion the side of truth today. It is clear that you have a misguided sense of justice.
I have a misguided sense of justice.
Williamson looks like he's about to have an aneurysm.
This still doesn't explain how you knew all those things about Sir Gallante.
An obsessive fan such as myself will always find ways to learn things. I have followed the reports on him very diligently these past 3 years. And yeah, I perhaps did convince Sir Parker to tell me what he knew.
Stop making excuses.
Ah, Sir Right, you should know better. Is it not true that you cannot accuse someone without proper evidence? Without that, the jurists have no reason to suspect me,
See,
let alone make a conviction.
I feel like we have good enough evidence to prove that a third party could have committed the murder, but I don't know if we have any evidence that can explicitly prove Virgil Black did it, you know? That's the really tricky thing here.
Mm-hmm.
I have plenty of evidence.
It begins then, a battle of wits between the great Phoenix Wright legendary attorney, and I, Virgil Black, but a humble servant of the great Sir Gallante. Two seekers of justice, pitted against each other. You wish to challenge me? You will lose. Nay, you have already fallen.
A mere
I'll be gone
fanboy.
for a couple minutes.
I'll
be right
take
back.
care of it, no problem.
Alas, I am not the real hero. I am but one of his imitators, his copycats. 'Twas not I who scaled that fortress and slew the beast. Would I had been there to witness such an event?
You disappoint me, Mr. Black. Of all the people you choose to look up to, you picked a criminal. He's no copycat, Williamson. This man's the real thing. We'll see. Mr. Black,
Yes, Sir Prosecutor.
if you are innocent as you say you are, then no need to worry. I will let Wright do to you what he did to Detective Waters.
Much obliged, Sir Prosecutor. I knew I could count on you.
Okay. This got very interesting. Okay, let's see. You're not the real hero. I am but an imitator. There's copycats. What is that supposed to mean?
Perhaps my poetic license is too much for you to comprehend. I was referring to Michael Rivales and his tower.
Oh, poetry. I love poetry. That wasn't poetry, that was...
I shall refrain from it in the future if it bothers you, Sir Right.
Well, I hope you're happy. Now we don't get any more poetry. Oh, come on, how am I the bad guy here? Are we really supposed to take your word for it that you didn't do it? We have no reason to believe that he did it.
Yes, in fact, it was only a cruel twist of fate that I do not stand here today with proof of my innocence.
Proof?
I do not actually have it, as I said, but I know that it once existed.
Mr.
The
Black, I want to hear
all-seeing eye
about this.
slept that morn, preventing me from proving my innocence to you now.
Hold on. All-seeing eye that slept the morn prevented me from seeing. Okay, so he's talking about the
the hawk?
security. He's talking about the security camera.
Was the security
what?
camera off?
Well, there was the blackout.
Oh, okay.
But then this leads to a much bigger question of why would the security prove his innocence? Wouldn't that just prove he was the one who specifically killed Gallante? Wait a second. Wait. Do we have Cody's picture, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, that proves it. I mean, this proves several things. The problem is that we have problems proving it's specifically... What's his name, you know? Let's just press it and see where we go. Huh?
The Rivales clan has eyes everywhere. They see all, hear all, know all.
All-seeing eye? I don't like the sound of that. Uh-oh. I'm sure he's being metaphor, Your Honor.
Yes, you are correct, Sir Prosecutor. That was, once again, poetic license. I apologize.
Oh,
I am back.
poetry? In that case, it's perfectly fine. You missed some stuff. Not that it's too important.
Of your many crimes, poetry is not one of them.
Will the witness please try to make more sense? Overruled
Overruled.
in favor of poetry. I didn't even get.
He said overruled. Stop whining.
Why don't you like poetry, Nick?
You too, Maya. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought the game crashed for a second.
Would I had been there to witness such an event?
That's rather morbid. A man was brutally slaughtered.
Not a man, but a devil. A demon incarnate. His blight has been cured.
Is it okay to celebrate? It isn't okay to celebrate with anyone.
The righteous have triumphed over the wicked. 'Tis enough reason to celebrate as any.
Civilians take the law into their own hands. All we're left with is anarchy. Is that what you want for us?
This city is a hive of scum and villainy. The only solution is to cleanse the evil that dwells among us. Sir Gallante is the only hope for the cesspool of wickedness.
You're insane.
Perhaps. However, I do not believe that there is a law against insanity. Your words fall on deaf ears, Sir Lawyer. You are alone in this quest to convict me. Would it not be wiser to simply surrender?
Never.
Only a fool does not give up when he sees he is beaten. You have nothing to fight me with.
The all-seeing eye slept that morn, preventing me from seeing my innocence to you now. See, okay, this feels like a really weird statement, because he's saying, if there wasn't a blackout, I would be proven innocent, because you would see me outside the building. But none of that follows any semblance of logic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Should I just try it?
Yeah.
I just don't understand what he's trying to say here. Is this your all-seeing eye?
Ah, yes. You are a perceptive one.
That's what I thought. Are you forgetting something? There were no cameras in the penthouse. Even if the power had been working, there wouldn't have been any footage of the crime. There's a reason the crime had to happen there and there alone. There was only one place in the building where the killer could not be seen.
As much as I'd like to entertain your hypothesis, there is a rather large flaw with it. There's no way he could have avoided the cameras on his way up.
The power was out.
How could he have known that? A blackout isn't the kind of thing that you plan for.
Isn't it? Take that. I actually say the blackout wasn't random at all. It was a part of a plan. The fuse box on the roof had been tampered with. See, and now we're gonna get to this weird thing of, well, how the hell did he program that?
I don't know.
That was you, huh? Good to know.
The question here, of course, is why is there even one there in the first place? The only answer can be that it was meant to sabotage the building's power systems. Oh, I guess it could have also been Sarah.
Sabotage?
That makes
horrible.
That makes more sense. A blackout happens so that it was possible for something big to happen in the building, without leaving behind any proof of who had done it. Ah!
Hey, careful there, Mr. Black. You might break something.
My apologies, Sir Judge. However, I felt it best to get your attention.
Yes, well, please, just say something next time.
Sir Judge, I believe that I must have a chance to defend myself further. The accusations made by the defense are entirely unfounded.
You can refute their claims?
Of course I can.
Sure. That's what they all say.
A device on a fuse box would have been useless to an intruder. What good would it serve anybody being on the rooftop? It is clear that the blackout was a mere coincidence. The earlier theory presented by the prosecution is much more sensible. In any case, Sir Waters should be honored, not punished. The death of Michael Rivales marked a turning point. By slaying him, he has all but vanquished the Rivales clan. Sir Judge, you are a wise man, but it seems you have been letting the defense get out of hand.
Yes, perhaps I have.
What?
If Sir Prosecutor is unable to control him properly, then perhaps harsher punishments should be instilled. A deterrent from further distractions.
I agree. This sounds like a good idea. What?
Even Obadiah's like, what the hell is going on? Oh, God.
Why is he... A penalty will be given for any needless pressing of the witness. Why?
Because gameplay, damn it.
You may begin, Mr. Wright.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I need 1 minute. Okay, let's go. Device on the fuse was would have been useless to an intruder. What good would it serve being on the rooftop? I don't remember if I saved, so let's just save again. It's clear the blackout was a mere coincidence. That I don't believe for a second. Oh, we could press this, right? Because the implication he's making here is that Waters is the real Sir Gallante. Which we know is not true, that he couldn't have been the real Gallante. We have more than enough evidence to support that. Let's just press it. Waters didn't do it.
All the evidence points towards him. Denying it is nothing short of pure foolishness. Do not try to attribute this great feat of his to someone else.
A great feat.
Yes, that is what I said. He killed Michael Rivales. He is a more worthy person than I.
What should I do? Press further. There's one thing I absolutely cannot stand. Trying to pin the crime on someone else.
If silencing evil is a crime, then it is an unjust law and should be fought. Sir Waters has chosen to fight it under the guise of Sir Gallante. He is a hero, not a villain.
Now you have him blathering on with his propaganda again. And none of us need to hear this.
Hey, I can't control what he says.
Your questioning led him directly to it.
It's a shame. I was just getting started.
Okay, so I feel like we do have to press something. I just gotta figure out what. What is our film? It's clear that the blackout was a mere coincidence. I'm just gonna save again because I have no idea. Here we go. You good, Aiden?
I'm okay, I guess.
Okay, I hear noises in the background. Much more sense. What theory is he referring to here? Let's just skip to the end.
This is ridiculous. Why aren't they letting you press anything?
Black has the judge in the palm of his hands. I can still press things, I just need to be careful what they are.
It's still ridiculous.
Never said it wasn't.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Okay, what statement do you think we should press, Sydney? I don't like this, but like, I don't know how we could prove that the box was the one that caused the blackout.
Yeah.
Early theory, I do want to press this and see why he thinks it's more sensible. You know, let's just press it. We don't have to press further. We've been over that thing a million times now.
Yet it still makes more sense than what you are proposing.
What should I do? Leave it alone. No, I shouldn't take too many chances. The judge is clearly siding with the prosecution. Might get penalized if I press the wrong thing. In case Sir Waters should be honored.
So, do you still have that statement about what would somebody need to do on the roof?
Yeah.
And then don't you have a picture of Sir Gallante on the roof?
I mean, you're not wrong. Let's just go for it. I mean, what good would it serve anyone being on the roof? Sir Gallante being on the roof.
Exactly.
Well, that's BS. I call BS on this. Let's just press that statement though, because you are onto something. I mean, I guess it's claiming that you can't get to it if it's on the roof, you know? If it's on the roof, you can't cause the blackout in the first place.
Yeah. An intruder would have to enter from the ground floor, would he not? There is no other way to get there.
Okay, I think this is what we can, because then we can say Sarah put that.
Mm-hmm. The security system would have been fully active until you reached the fuse box. You would not have made it far without being seen.
Was it really necessary to go to the roof to activate the device? What should I do? Press further. Maybe there's another possibility. What if it was
I'll be gone for
possible?
like 5 minutes. Sorry.
You're all good. What if it was possible to activate the blackout without being next to the fuse box? Oh, we're gonna present bird. There might have been a remote control for it. It wasn't electronic, so it's definitely a possibility.
The hawk is a robot.
Have you seen this remote? Do you know that it actually exists? Well, no.
Such a thing would indeed make sense of the situation. However, without proof of it, you have nothing.
I feel like this is an interesting thing for us to consider. Please amend your testimony, Mr. Black. You need some kind of remote to control it.
I really hope the hawk is a robot.
Why is that the only logical explanation? It can't just be a regular
That's
hawk.
A remote. He controls the hawk.
You would need a remote to look at it. Your Honor, please look at this hawk. What? Are you kidding me? That doesn't count? I call it BS. Let's just press it then. Doesn't seem normal that a device would activate as soon as it was touched. It seems like a malfunction than anything else.
You have not found remote, therefore you cannot prove that it existed.
What should I do? What if we haven't found the remote because it was disposed of? Who do you think did that? The killer, obviously. Sir Gallante. I'm positive that's what happened. Sir Gallante is known for never leaving any evidence behind. Wouldn't it make sense they got rid of it to prove how he did it? He still needed the blackout to be in effect until he left, so he couldn't remove the device from the fuse box. He could, however, easily dispose of a remote control.
Sir Prosecutor, are you not going to say anything?
No. I can neither prove nor disprove what he says. Gallante's hidden evidence before could happen again. Continue, right? So it's just not going to penalize me, but say that's not the answer. Okay. It's clear that the blackout was a mere coincidence. Don't believe that for a second. I mean, I would argue that the blackout being perfectly in line with the meeting with Waters would already make it not a coincidence. You know?
Yeah. Does it make sense to present Sarah here? Feel like
I don't think so. I don't think we have enough
like,
leeway.
feel like you would need a remote. You got Sarah.
I mean, I can try presenting Sarah. I don't think that's where it's going for, but I feel like it could be letting someone else to activate it or something.
Yeah.
Let's just keep pressing. I think it's just we might be able to find like a press statement that breaks itself open, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But would it serve everyone being on the rooftop? It's clear that the blackout was a mere coincidence. So just press this. How could you possibly prove that?
How could you possibly prove that it wasn't?
Well...
Precisely.
What should I do? I'll leave it alone. It doesn't sound like I'm getting anywhere with that.
Yeah.
I feel like the second half of this testimony where he's talking about the Rovales family is important here. Like,
Can I see the evidence again?
What do you want to see?
So we have a picture. We have a picture of who outside?
We have a picture of Gallante on the roof.
And don't we have another security camera picture?
We have a picture of Wayne outside the building going in before power goes off.
Like, oh, right before?
Yeah, I think this is like before 6 o'clock. I don't think Wayne did it. There's no way Wayne did the power. Plus, I don't think that's what they're going for presenting.
Because, like, it might not be, like, what actually happened, but, like, you could still use that photo to prove that it could have been a person.
Maybe. If they don't accept Sarah, I don't think they would accept that. I should look at the second half of this testimony because it feels completely detached from the rest of it. Death Mike is really... Let's press this. I want to know why he says this. A turning point.
Yes. Was I unclear when I said that?
I'll press further. What do you mean by that? Maybe if you paid attention, you would realize that he was getting to that.
This is correct. I was about to explain before it was so rudely interrupted.
Interrupting people is very poor etiquette, Mr. Wright. Screw you, Judge. I choose time travel instead. Slaying him has all but vanquished the Rivales clan. I guess let's just do that statement. Okay, by slaying him, he has all but vanquished the Rivales clan. How could you possibly predict that?
Michael Rivales was their leader. Cut off the serpent's head and it will die.
Serpent's head in this case being the Rivales family?
Yes.
Won't somebody else just step in replacement? Isn't that how these things work?
It's a possibility. However, I believe it more likely that they will tear themselves apart from within. Like the power-hungry savages they are.
They might also find a stronger, newer leader and gather behind him. I don't like this. This is important. True. Also irrelevant. Okay, it has to be the remote control, but I have no idea what to present. Because we've pressed everything at this point.
Okay.
Because we need to black out mere coincidence. Unless this is actually what we're supposed to present, but that just seems so ridiculous to me. Early theory, we didn't present. And everything afterwards, we can't. Remote to control it.
Can I look at the floor plan? Floor plan?
Sure. You can't get up this because this is roof access on the bottom.
Yeah.
Part, so you can't do it without
Okay.
going past reception in the first place.
Gotcha.
Despite all the blood, it's not the murder weapon. Virtual sword.
The attorney's badge.
I don't know. I mean, at this point, what do we have to lose by pressing the remaining statements we didn't feel?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Do we really need to go over this again?
The theory holds true because there's no other way it could have been accomplished.
No other way?
Yes, there's only one way to access both the roof and the penthouse. That is through the reception area.
The receptionist was aware that 2 suspects were there. I find it hard to believe that a third could sneak past all 3 of them.
Yes, Sir Judge, to open the window and commit the crime. One would have to enter the room no less than twice. There are no other possibilities.
Actually, if we accept another thing, we find a new possibility. The remote.
Pray tell, what difference could that possibly make?
The person using a remote control probably wouldn't need to be in the building in the first place. He also couldn't enter through the reception because 3 people would have seen him. So he had to come from somewhere else, somewhere outside the building. Now we do, Bird?
Herb.
Come on! Okay. Okay, well I gotta start saving soon because otherwise we are going to lose. Let's just press this again. Where was it? Have come from somewhere else outside the building. Do we want to just say the roof?
Yeah.
I'll make another save when we go back. This is completely wrong. Just say this?
Yeah.
Okay. If we can't go up there, why not go down? Down? What do you mean by that? His point of entry was from the roof. He climbed down from there and went through the window. The only room he ever stepped foot in was the penthouse. Ridiculous. Is it? Because that's exactly what one of our witnesses told us. He saw Sir Gallante climb down from the roof and into the penthouse. Doesn't explain how we got up there in the first place. I bet I have an answer for... Ack! Stop doing that!
You're getting ahead of yourself, Sir Wright. Before trying to prove how I entered the penthouse. Would it not be better to prove that I was there at all? I implore you to present even a single piece of evidence that suggests it. At the moment, the only one who accepts this story is you.
No. Knocked right down as I was getting started. Mr. Black, I believe you can leave. It appears Mr. Wright still doesn't have anything thought out. No, wait! I'd like to request more testimony. What about? I'd like him to testify about... Motive useless. Alibi... not relevant?
Alibi's not relevant at the moment, but like, we have somewhere we want to go with it.
Mm-hmm. Let's go knowledge of crime. His knowledge of the crime. He's already shown he knows too much, and there's no way that's a coincidence.
Have you not already established, though, that it was through Sir Parker that I learned everything?
Damn it. I do because we're running out of
Mm-hmm.
Back.
health quickly.
Uh,
So we're on the proof of saying, okay, if he had a way of turning off or of powering the blackout, he could just go into the penthouse through the window and never have to go through the reception area. I guess let's go alibi, because knowledge of the crime is no different and motive is largely irrelevant. So let's just go alibi.
Yeah.
His alibi. We need to know where he was and when everything happened.
An alibi? Do I really need such a thing when I am not even a suspect?
no.
Wouldn't hurt though, would it?
I don't suppose it would. I will allow Mr. Black to testify about this.
Very well, Sir Judge. You expect me to give an alibi for the murder of Michael Rivales? I will do even better. I will show you that I am unconnected to every single element of this investigation.
A lot of elements. Oh, well, yes, that is even better.
Oh, he's gonna get cocky. We have the bloody skull still, so...
Press all you like, Sir Wright. You will see that the real killer is not I.
Okay. No connections.
There is nothing to suggest that I visited that penthouse. If there is, then clearly I am not Sir Gallante. For as you know, he never leaves behind a shred of evidence. I have never visited any of the locations from this incident.
Oh, we know this is wrong!
Nor spoken with anyone involved save Sir Parker. I, Virgil Black, hold no connection to this case.
I know what this is, I know the answer.
You mock this establishment with your folly, Sir Wright. Before that, perhaps it is time for us to raise the stakes.
What do you mean?
If the defense proves my guilt, then my life is over.
Oh.
Should it not be fair to smite him the same?
Oh my god, we're getting overkilled.
Did the judge just say, well, yes, I suppose it is fair
I feel like we
to kill
should
Mr.
execute
Wright.
Phoenix if he's wrong about this.
Well, I suppose that's fair.
No, it isn't!
I forget how much of a dumbass the judge is.
I mean, at least in other instances where it's like Dahlia, you know, like using her charm, like it's just he just says things and he's like, yes, that makes perfect sense to me. So the one thing that stood out to me, I have never visited any of the locations from this incident, and we know that's false because of this. Or not this one. Where was it? It was the one that he wrote, letter to Rick. Received from Virgil Black after he investigated the abandoned building. Am I wrong on that? No.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, you're right about it, yeah.
Well, I'm curious if you guys agree.
Yeah.
Lying is very lying is a very unhero-like quality. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Black? I think the word you're looking for is
Unheroic.
unheroic. Yeah, I guess.
A haven for the weak and foolish.
What does that say about you? You told me you found this letter in the warehouse, and then Detective Gumshoe confirmed its location the other day in his testimony. So you have visited a place linked to the crime. The building that Sir Gallante made his escape into.
Mr. Black, did you go into that warehouse?
It would be pointless to deny. However, 'twas not the morn of Michael Rivales' death that I visited there.
Can't be true.
It wasn't until several hours later when I searched for evidence. It was only then that I found the envelope.
He could have gone there at any point in the day. We're only interested in when the murder happened. I don't suppose that you can prove that he was there the morning of the murder.
Can we? Do you want to just say I can't?
I would say I can. I don't know.
I can prove that he was around that time. Oh god. I didn't think this through! How can we prove that he was there in the morning? I think I made a horrible mistake. I don't
Relax,
know.
It's just Phoenix's life.
I'll just go Bloody Skull. Wrong answer. Okay, let's go back. Oh, wrong one. This is save 149. Oh my gosh.
We're doing great, team.
I don't have anything. There's no way I can prove that.
I take it that there's no way you can prove that.
Yes.
Just as I thought.
If I can't prove this, then it's all over. I have nowhere to go from here.
Mr. Black, you've done enough explaining. I think you can leave.
I applaud you, Sir Prosecutor. You have performed admirably.
Just get out of here already.
Hold it! I knew it.
Nick, you can't stop now.
Sorry, Maya. I don't have anything to counter his claim. Looks like I won't be able to save Waters after all.
I'm not talking about Mr. Waters. I'm talking about you.
What?
If you don't get this guy here and now, you're as good as dead.
What?
Don't tell me you've forgotten what he said yesterday. Well, you know, Sir Gallante. He goes around killing gangsters and flying out windows and all that. Dude's a complete badass. A dude like him'd probably be way mad if somebody tried to confront him. If he knows you're onto him, he might try coming after you. Don't you get it? That wasn't anything more than a thinly veiled death threat.
How did I not see through that?
He knows you're onto him now. If he leaves, you can bet he'll come after you, or maybe even us both.
Phoenix, I'm not a good lawyer, but I am a good lawyer when— oh my god, I'm gonna die. Sir Gallante is known for changing his modus operandi. Could Maya and him become his first victims without a blood skull? What am I supposed to do? I don't have any evidence.
Remember what Sis used to always do. Try changing the situation around. Don't think about how you can prove that he wasn't there when he says that he was.
Show them that he wasn't there for the reason he said he was. Got it, Maya. Just a moment, Mr. Black. I think I finally figured out the flaw in your explanation. Okay, so they're saying, yeah, I can't prove you were there at 6 because if you're the real killer, you wouldn't have been there at 6.
I wait for you to show it.
This piece of evidence proves that you were there for a completely different reason. The skull, right? 'Cause that's the only other thing that's at the warehouse. What?
What about the spray?
The luminol?
Yeah?
No, because the luminol just shows us the skull again. Unless they're claiming, like, it's his getaway option, because that's where, like, we think he jumped out the window to get. Or the rooftop photo. Could always be the rooftop photo, honestly. I'm gonna go... No. What was the exact phrasing of Phoenix's thing again? This piece of evidence proves that you were in there for a completely different reason. What else was even in the warehouse?
The luminol.
The letter to Rick. Luminol, which is not helpful in proving him anything. The gun? No, that fell out the window. Blackmail letter. Another copy was found in the warehouse across the street. No, because that's just Waters. That's not it. Sir Gallante's mark who's at the scene. Didn't we find the first half of the harness in the... Yeah, the other was inside the warehouse. Let's just go with this. Gosh. This piece of evidence proves that you were in there for a completely different reason. Ain't any theories?
I wish I could say I did. I'm kind of lost now.
Why else would Sir Gallante be in the warehouse? It's the only other thing at the warehouse, so... Nope. But, I mean, let's just present everything at this point. Sorry, taking the investigation files. Might as well. Nope. Let's just, at this point I'm just gonna brute force it because I don't have any better ideas. Unless we think it's a
Bird.
I mean, we can try bird.
Gonna try everything.
It was not bird.
The end. It all comes back not bird.
Let's see. So in our theory, he jumps off the roof, he goes in through the window, he kills Mike Orvales, he escapes out the window again with the harness, probably goes into the warehouse, hides all the stuff in the warehouse, leaves the mark, but he doesn't leave the mark immediately, he leaves it later.
Still can't believe that all this is just the second case.
Yeah, I mean the first case wasn't, like, insanely deep to be fair, but... I don't know. It's the sword. What? Did we find the sword in the warehouse? I honestly, that might just be a memory thing.
No clue.
You went back to the warehouse and you brought back an envelope. I'm not buying it.
A pity. Why not?
There's no way you could have entered that building and have only noticed the envelope. There was a giant bloody sword lying in plain sight. Okay, this makes more sense. I don't remember that. Why would you choose to overlook the most obvious thing in the room? If you really wanted a investigation, remember weapons.
Why would he choose the envelope over the sword?
He knew that it left there since he passed through the building earlier. I guess he knew it was the only thing that he wanted to point away from when he departed. That note that led Detective Waters being arrested. But that wasn't the only cover you tried, was it, Mr. Black? You visited the warehouse again yesterday. In a second from the word on Waters. Now it's a skull?
Maybe.
Yep. You tried to erase your mark. Hidden.
Oh, his bloody skull mark. Why would he do that?
Yesterday, during the trial, we discussed something very important.
It's impossible for him to be Gallante. He may have been in the Rivali's penthouse that morning.
Sorry.
But for every other time Gallante killed somebody, he has an airtight alibi. I don't believe that it was ever proven beyond a doubt that Sir Gallante committed this crime. His identifying mark has yet to be found. Until then, everything else can be seen as circumstantial.
Waters had been proven to not be Sir Gallante. Since the possibility of Gallante not being the culprit was still being considered, he had to remove the one thing that would have confirmed it. The bloody skull was never found. Waters would have easily been convicted, allowing both Virgil Black and Mr. Parker to walk free. Well, Mr. Black, am I getting close?
Not at all. Despite all your efforts, you still have yet to prove anything. Perhaps I chose to not take the sword because, like you said, I realized it would not be essential to proving Sir Parker innocent. There is no way to prove my motivations for that. Just as there is no way to prove that I was at the tower.
Yes, but you brought your hawk in. Maybe you're right. I can't prove it. I don't have any evidence. However, there's one person who could testify what happened in the penthouse. Sarah? We keep thinking it's Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah, let's just go Sarah.
It has to be Sarah eventually.
Gosh, dang it, come on! There's one person who could testify about what happened in the... Oh, Waters. Duh. Mark Waters.
The detective?
There's a reason why things happened the way they did. Well, nope. That morning, the lead detective was scheduled to meet with Michael Rivales. By killing Rivales, then, he could remove two enemies at once. After all, who would want to keep hunting for someone after they saved your life?
The fact that Waters entered the building has been proven. Are you sure that he was in the penthouse during the murder?
I think we can leave that up to him to tell us.
Suppose so. Bailiff, bring us Detective Waters now. You know why you're here? Yeah, I do. Then I believe we can skip the formalities. Tell us what happened. Right.
Now's your chance, Waters. You can finally end this case. The night is darkest before the dawn.
I went to meet with Rivales that morning. He was blackmailing me, and I had no choice but to respond. Sir Gallante showed up and killed him. Seemed to know that I was going to be there. When you say that you saw Sir Gallante, do you mean the witness, Mr. Black? I couldn't tell you that. He was completely covered in the armor. Armor? So Mr. Hacken's camera wasn't just seeing things. No, I suppose it wasn't. Detective, I believe that we will be able to trust you with this testimony. Am I correct in that belief? You bet, boss. Good.
What did he mean by that, Nick?
He's the prosecution. It's his job to doubt the suspect, no matter who he is. Okay. Black Belly made no choice to respond. Sir Gallante showed up. What does Sir Gallante look like?
Well, I guess he kinda looks like that guy in the night suit over there.
So you didn't actually see his face?
No, he had a helmet on. That's rather unfortunate for you. Pinning the blame on a mysterious armored figure is no less suspicious than the defendant accusing you.
You don't think we can trust him?
Both murder suspects. What makes you think we can trust either of them? Suspects will always lie to save themselves. I don't like it, but the evidence from yesterday must not be ignored. Hey, I'm telling the truth.
I guess I'm the only one who's backing him this time. You seem to know that I was going to be there. He was expecting you?
Yeah, he addressed me by name. He knew who I was. It was kinda scary.
How many people knew you were going to be there?
Just me, Rick, and I guess whoever Rivales told. We have no way of knowing how many people that was.
True. But there is something we do already know. We know that both the defendant and Miss Keys were at least aware of the fact that Rivales was meeting with someone. It's a possibility that one of them told him. With time to plan, it's not a stretch to say he could have accomplished this.
Conjecture. Sustained.
Everything I've said today has been conjecture. It's exactly the problem when you're facing with a serial killer. It removes every last bit of evidence from the crime scene.
Mr. Waters is our last hope for this. Do you think he'll pull through for us?
They'll have to. It's the only way he's going to make it out of here a free man.
There's a lot at stake here. If we lose, he goes to jail. And you go down in history as the evil attorney who framed an innocent detective.
Please don't say that right now. Okay, I see no problem with this first half of the... Sir Gallante showed up and killed him. You seem to know I was going to be there. This is the statement that stands out to me, but I don't know what about it. I mean, we can... Maybe the blackout report saying that it's perfectly timed? I don't know, that seems like a stretch. Say that it was perfectly timed with knowing when Waters was going to be there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's just press everything. How did you get in there?
I walked in the front door like a normal person. We covered this yesterday in great detail, didn't we, right?
Yes. We did. Did anyone else see you come in?
Yeah, they both did.
Sarah Keys and Wayne Parker?
Those two. Miss Keys was actually expecting me, so I was able to walk right past her.
No sneaking involved?
Nah, I didn't need to.
Ha! No ninjas necessary. What?
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
How did the meeting go?
Not very well. I mean, he tried to kill me and all.
Sounds like things got a bit out of hand.
I'm pretty sure it would have ended like that no matter what. That guy was nuts. He overpowered me and stole my gun. When he realized it was empty, he tried to load it himself.
Empty?
Yeah, I never carry a loaded gun. I don't think I could ever kill anyone, even in self-defense.
Wait. Didn't we have testimony? A gunshot went off?
Did he really have time to fill the gun?
I don't know. Where did we get the bullets?
I had them and they spilled out in the fight. Just gonna use those. You might be able to avoid situations like that if you followed regulations. If I did, then I'd be dead right now. He has a point. I'm only alive because it was empty when he first tried to use it. It's because it was empty that you were beaten in the first place. Well, in the end, it doesn't really matter because...
Sir Gallante showed up and killed him. Okay. What happened next?
Next?
How did Sir Gallante escape from the room after he killed Rivales?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. This is rather important. We're going to need to hear it. Well,
I know you're holding back. Police aren't telling me what I want to know.
nothing I can do about it. You know I don't got that kind of authority.
You have access to it all. Find some way. Get it to me.
Yeah, right, man. You think I'd risk everything for a guy like you?
You already have. Just by coming here.
You know what? I don't even care anymore. Say what you want. This deal's over. I'm out of here.
I'm sorry, Waters. I can't let you do that.
What? Hey! What do you think you're doing?
Sir Gallante, I finally have you.
Sir, what?
I'm just glad I found you before the police did. Now I can personally kill the man they've tried so hard to ruin me. I guess, Sydney?
Oh. Michael Rivales, I finally have you.
What the?
You, whoever you are, please help me!
Sir Detective, I trust you are unharmed.
You're actually him, aren't you?
I am.
You killed him.
I did what had to be done. There were no courts on Earth for men like him. You are lucky my accomplice let slip of your meeting today. Otherwise, you might now be dead. Now that you've seen me, can you still continue your quest? Now that I've saved your life?
I can't. I don't know.
I trust you will do the right thing. Farewell, Sir Detective. Perhaps we will meet again someday. Perhaps we won't.
That's basically what happened. Really? I have to be the one who says it? People can't fly, Detective. Hey, I know what I saw. I swear I'm not crazy. I saw a guy jump out and fly across the street.
Land on building across the street, huh? The same one I had been in.
Don't tell me you actually believe this nonsense.
I didn't say that. As strange as it is, though, it's an important part of his testimony. I think we should add it.
Well, Detective? Yes, sir. We might as well be adding, oh, and by the way, I'm crazy.
I knew this was going to come up. Look like it's finally time to solve this mystery of the flying armored man. Okay. After that, he jumped out the window and flew away.
Whee!
Can I finally present this, please? Thank God. I think I solved a little puzzle here. Take a look at this.
What is that? It looks like some kind of bungee cord.
That's exactly what it is, Your Honor. It's a harness attached to a rather large cable. One piece found on the roof of the Rivale's tower, the other one in the warehouse across the streets. We already know where he escaped to since his sword was found there. It's entirely possible he was using it as a temporary base of operations.
But isn't that the building that Detectives Gumshoe and Waters met in?
They weren't there the whole time. By the time they left, Blackout had started. The plan was already in motion, and Gallante was on his way there.
You're suggesting he bungeed his way across?
Not really bungeed, more like climbed. Attached one end of the cable to a starting point and the other at something sturdy on the tower. Something like perhaps the lightning rod. Climbed the cable to the top, rappelled down through the penthouse's open window, and killed his target. And after that, he leapt out the window and let himself be carried down. Just like a zipline.
Nay, you are a fool to even suggest such a thing.
This thing was in pieces for a good reason. Being killed wasn't able to bring both of them with him when he left. After reaching the bottom, you can only disconnect one end of the cable. The other end, the one attached to the tower, was still hanging.
You have nothing, though, to suggest that such a thing took place. There is no proof that such a device was ever used.
Oh, I believe I do. What? Is there anything in the picture? I mean, there's like kind of wire you can see in the photo if it's hot against the lightning rod. Let's go with that. Which part of this proves the harness and the cord were used? I mean, I can't really get to it, but like right there. This person! Oh, come on. Ah. Okay. Where We have to,
Time travel.
we have to redo some stuff.
What? I see this as an absolute win.
I see this as an absolute win. Okay, this is gonna take some while, so let's give us a... I thought I was trying to aim for the wire, but you can't really see it behind the record sign. You already know what you escaped to. Sword was found though. It's just music.
You're suggesting you bungeed his way across. Oh, we did this already.
Yeah.
That's why you're skipping.
Yeah. Okay.
Bum, 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 bum.
Investigations has good music, man. Okay. So I definitely had the right piece of evidence. So we need Cody's picture, which proves that the hardest and the cord were used. Okay, do I have to just specifically touch the wire? Okay. Cody may not have realized it at the time, but he took a picture of more than just Sir Gallante. Cable could clearly be seen here. Sydney.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. You do not know whether they are one and the same. And this does not explain how it was supposedly able to attach it to the lightning rod in the first place.
That's right. There's no way you could have done that. You would have to fly just to bring the other end up. Bird.
Third
Burp.
Judge, I assure you that I am incapable of flight.
Maybe you aren't. You have another way of
Or we
attaching the
cast-
other end.
So at this point, do they still think that he's just a copycat Gallante, or do
I guess
think
they
he's
do.
seriously-
Personally, I think that's ridiculous. You weren't alone that morning. You had somebody there to help you reach these annoying, too high to reach places.
Right. So Mr. Black isn't the one who can fly. It's his accomplice.
Exactly.
Exact. What?
I suppose that somebody isn't the proper term here. You had something. A hawk.
Dang, saying that hawks aren't people.
Perhaps the one he's perched on his shoulder right now. He noticed it comes wherever he sees a sword. That's a very random detail.
Hmm.
It also helps that this hawk seems to treat the roof of the Rivali's tower as its home. You had a very effective method of carrying the cable up there. With a trained hawk.
How clever of you, yet you still seem to be missing the bigger picture. Whether or not my friend here was able to carry up the line, I still could not enter that building. 'Twas impossible for me to do all of it by myself. I needed an accomplice. A human accomplice.
Actually, you're right. With the specific crime, you needed some help. You specifically had someone working from the inside.
Bah! As if I would lower myself to the level of the Rivales family. Who then was it?
Okay, I know we've been saying her name a million times now, but...
Yay, finally.
Syracuse! Even with his own ranks, Michael Rivales had plenty of enemies. I'm guessing that wasn't very hard for you to find someone willing to help betray him. There were plenty of holes in Syracuse's testimony. We were able to find answers for some of them. Others, we weren't.
You don't mean.
Miss Keys was the one who helped him enter the building. What better reason to lie in her testimony than to save her own life?
What on earth would compel her to do something like that?
Sarah was never loyal to the Rivales. When she was a young girl, her father was killed as a hit job from the family. The only reason she joined with him was that she could plot his death.
In that case, I only have one more question for you.
I bet I'll have an answer.
Is there any evidence that points towards her involvement? Do you have anything to support this?
I believe I do. What's the piece of evidence that incriminates Sarah Keyes as Gallante's accomplice? I'm gonna guess the fuse box.
Have you used it yet?
I mean, partially. Oh. Wait, no, not security system. Let's try fuse box, then security system if that doesn't work. Yep, fuse box. There are actually a few things that point to her. First, we have the penthouse window. I seem to recall it only opens from the inside. She could go in there anytime she wanted. Secondly, there was the fuse box on the roof, which she could have easy access to. She could attach the device to it so that Gallante could later trigger it via the remote. And finally, there's the harness. Gallante's hawk couldn't tie the cable without some hands. Somebody else needed to be up there. Miss Keyes was in the perfect position to do all of these things. The blackout gave her the perfect time to cover it. She just needed to make sure that she was back at her desks when it was all over.
So that whole story about her losing her cell phone?
All a lie. She needed to come up with some excuse in order to keep the blame on Mr. Parker.
Oh, you believe that I would try to frame my good friend? I would never betray him like that.
I never said you would, but it's clear that Miss Keyes had an agenda of her own. This whole case has been a setup. Hit list?
Testimony isn't its own evidence, is it?
Sometimes it is. I don't think there's one here. Maybe the security camera. Nope. I'll just go hit list so we can explain the story. Or maybe this? The famous photo? Nope. Let's try hit list again. If it's at the hit list, then we gotta rethink. Okay. This whole case has been a setup. Oh, the knife. That makes sense. It's the knife because there was no... That was never part of the crime scene at all. Or that was part of the crime scene, but it was never related. Ever since it was found, this knife has been nothing but a big contradiction. It doesn't even fit the victim's wound, and yet somehow it's accepted as the murder weapon. Why is that?
I believe it was Miss Keyes who reported it in.
Mr. Parker told me the other day that his knife had gone missing. From there, somehow it ended up in a crime scene, in which Sarah was the only witness.
What? Why would she?
To frame him, obviously. She wanted revenge on him just as much as she did on the Rivales. To her, the whole scenario was a way for her to, almost literally, kill two birds with one stone. As his friend, Mr. Black, had no intention of seeing my client behind bars.
But Miss Keyes did.
After Rivales was killed, she entered the penthouse and planted the knife. Then she called the police and let them know that a murder had taken place, making sure to give them just enough reason to arrest Mr. Parker.
Madam Keyes, you are a fool!
Oh.
Oh, he just casually broke the entire witness stand.
Mr. Black! Now we're going to have to switch to a different courtroom. Do you have any idea how much those things cost?
Sorry, Sir Judge.
It won't be necessary to change rooms, Your Honor. But the witness stand!
It's so integral.
It's just a block of wood. Court is not a building and furniture, but a group of people gathered to deliver justice. You can get the bench replaced later. We're almost finished here.
Perhaps for you. But for me, I believe that it is time to depart.
No.
You weave an interesting tale, Sir Wright, yet it is not in the least bit believable. You have not proven anything. All the evidence you have shown could just as easily be used against a detective, or Madam Keys. Or, as much as I hate to admit it, Sir Parker. I knew confidential information because my friend shares his woes with me. I was in the abandoned building because I wished to help your investigation. The rest does not point to me at all.
He's right, you know. There is no evidence that directly incriminates him.
Come on, this isn't right. The justice system was supposed to do away with things like this. Whatever ever happened to common sense?
Sometimes evidence is common sense. You have nothing, so your words mean nothing. You cannot convict a man with baseless accusations. You have shown how Sir Gallante committed the murder. You have not shown that I am he. Does the prosecution have anything to show that I, Virgil Black, killed Michael Rivales?
No.
I have an idea.
You, Sir Wright, do you?
No.
Then there is no more reason for me to stay. Sir Judge, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm really hoping that we get to present the poster that says protect the innocent, and that if he leaves, then Waters will be accused guilty, and he's betraying his own or compass. That's my hope.
No, I don't suppose we can force you to stay.
No! He can't leave now.
Unless he suddenly decides to confess, it looks like it's all over.
And bingo, what's his name, oh? Confess.
Can you think of anything that would make him do that?
Confession might actually still be within our reach. I have to chance it. Wait, Mr. Black, before you go, there's something I'd like to show you. Something I'd like you to remind you about.
One thing and one thing.
Very well, Sir Lawyer. If you insist, you may show me one thing, and one thing only.
If you have anything to prove that this man killed the victim, you'd better do it now.
Actually, I don't have to prove anything, but I'd like to show him something nonetheless. Oh, this is gonna be so awesome. Can you please take a look at this?
It's a poster of Sir Gallante. I saw a young man handing them out in front of the courthouse.
Gosh dang it, Cody.
This is what you wanted to show us? If we wanted to know what Sir Gallante looked like, we could have just looked over at the witness.
It's not the picture. It's what's written on it. Sir Gallante's creed has two rules. 1. Slay the evil. And 2. Protect the innocent. Sir Gallante has inspired fans such as the creator of this poster for one simple reason. He represents the triumph of good over evil. To them, he is a hero.
And
Nothing more. That is all.
why do you insist on wasting our time like this? This teaches us nothing. Is that really all the defense wishes to show us?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, I'm afraid then there is nothing more for us to discuss here.
Are you sure that was the right thing, Nick?
I think so. We'll see, though.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Defense has nothing more to say. I see no reason to further prolong this trial. The jury may decide its verdict.
No, this isn't right. I won't hide anymore.
It's
I
like
did it.
It's like
I
one
killed
frame.
Michael Wallace. I am Sir Gallante.
It's like one frame of animation, but his little hair poofing up underneath the helmet.
Yeah, I loved that. You are? Well, thank you for clearing this up. I don't understand. Why are you confessing? You could have walked away.
No, Sir Judge. It is I who didn't understand. Detective Waters is innocent. By not confessing sooner, I almost sent him to his death. It would have been no worse had I personally ended his life. I wanted to make this city a better place. But when I started placing my own interests before those of others, I know that it is time to retire. I have failed to protect the innocent, as I'd hoped to do. I am no hero.
There's more to being a hero than just fighting bad guys. Protecting the innocent should always come before punishing the guilty.
Yes, such is the difference between a hero and a vigilante. It appears that I am no better than those I had sought to destroy. You have fought well, Sir Wright. Thank you for stopping me before I did something truly horrible. Sir Detective Wayne, I am sorry.
Now that we have a confession, I believe that we can end this trial. Finally over. Thought this case might never be solved.
You're welcome.
What an ass! 3 years. I was on this case for 3 years. And now you come and solve it in 3 days without any help.
That's not true. I had plenty of people help me. Couldn't have done it without them.
I don't know who you think you are, right? But this doesn't end here. I still don't know what you've done to get where you are today.
There really is no changing your mind, is there?
Ah. Believe that it is time to hand things over to the jurists. The verdict is back. Thanks to the confession, the decision was unanimous. The jury has found the defendant, Wayne Parker.
Not guilty. Confetti. I love the destroyed sand.
Court is adjourned.
All right, Nick.
Yeah, Pops, you did it!
I have you two to thank for that.
Nah, you're just being modest. You're the real hero here.
Yeah, Nick, you just took down a serial killer and saved 2 people in the process. I guess 4, if you count us.
It must make you feel better to know that you're not going to be bisected in your sleep tonight.
Yeah, I must say that it does.
Phoenix Wright, defender of the innocent and foe to all that is evil.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Well, gee, thanks you guys.
Maybe you should take up the mantle of Sir Gallante now.
I might pass on that one.
Nick couldn't do that. He'd be afraid of the flying part.
Right, that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. I'd be a dead man without you.
Mr. Parker, is everything alright?
You should be celebrating.
Why?
What are you talking about? Why what?
You mean your friend, Mr. Black, don't you?
Why'd he do it, Mr. Wright? The Virgil I knew wasn't crazy. He wouldn't go around killing people for no reason.
I can't really say for sure. I can't read minds.
Right. I knew that.
However, if I had to guess, I would say this is why he did it. I'm gonna say hit list.
Yeah.
I think this should explain everything to you. Nope, not really. We've come this far, damn it. This is why he did it. He liked dressing up as a knight. It might
My
actually...
attorney's badge.
Honestly, it might actually be. Nah! That would have been really funny, though.
I think I would have been angry if it did explain.
I mean, this isn't necessary, but I want to see the extra dialogue.
Yeah.
Key's family photo! Nah, I have no clue. He did it for his hawk.
You just did it for funsies.
He did it for Wayne. God damn it! He did it for you, Wayne.
What?
You've been a close friend to him for a long time. He saw how much the Rivales family was destroying your life. He wanted to help. With the police force too scared to do anything, he took the only course of action that made sense to him.
Virgil? I can't believe it. Did all of it to protect me?
You can finally leave them now, Mr. Parker. You're free.
I thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you both for everything.
So into the Sir Gallante murders. After a long and bloody 3 years, the law had finally managed to catch up with him. However, for me, this was just the beginning. Another case solved. A flying armored superhero. What are they gonna come up with next? And there's this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I vaguely remember this. June 4th, Holy shit, that's today.
Whoa! No, everyone go looking. We need to see
Oh my
Pearl.
god, that is actually awesome.
Guys, we need to see Pearl quick.
Does anyone have eyes on Pearl? Oh my gosh. This is the
Tell
real
us in the
reason we
comments below
waited.
if you've seen Pearl.
This is the real reason we haven't been here for a year and a half, was to perfectly align this.
You got
That
it.
is amazing.
Oh my god, this is great. This makes me so happy.
We're never
Pearl.
gonna see Pearl again after today.
Pearl, I hope you're safe. Wherever you are, I hope you're... You can't get rid of that.
Am I taking
Yeah, you're true
Sure.
city,
my
I think.
Oh, uh-huh. Yeah. She'll notice if you do. We both know what that would mean to her. so quiet, Daddy? You can tell me.
I guess... I guess I was just thinking about her. I miss her.
Maya does too.
Please don't tell me that, like, the overarching story for this is gonna be about Pearl, and then Pearl's gonna be, like, show up as a victim or something. Please don't do that to me. That's
What
gonna...
if she's the villain?
That's gonna kill me. They're
Not
doing
as much as
something
it'll
with
kill
Pearl. They're gonna do something with Pearl, and it's going to hurt my heart. I've never loved Pearl as a character, but you can't do this to me. Should never give up trying to find you, Pearls. Do you know that? Wherever you are? Episode 2, The Rogue Turnabout.
So what are the odds of Pearl still looking like she's 11 or whatever?
I mean, so there is a model in the 3D games.
Oh yeah, but I don't know, just
It's going too fast, dude. Just let it
I can't
run.
believe you tried to frame me. What did I ever do to him? I'm just glad that we probably won't ever be working on the same case together again.
Bum 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 bum.
What was he talking about?
So I'm gonna be honest. I know we haven't played a lot of fan case. I've only played Turnabout Substitution, and then these two cases. I gotta admit, this case was awesome. I really loved this one. Like, unironically, this would be like a top 10 case if it was a real Ace Attorney case. It is so good. The way they establish this, like, first off, just having a killer that's like you can kind of get behind and like sympathize with, to play Waters out to be the killer and just leave that as the end of the case, and then it still expands beyond that. I think the final trial is a bit long because at that point we kind of have a good idea of how everything happened once you know it's black. Yeah, this was a good, like, this is like the main first episode to like set up the story for this game. It's very, very good. I am so excited to play the rest of this, and I'm hoping.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a shame that Waters is definitely a one-time character because
that,
I like him.
I agree. I'm sad. I need more Sonic music. No, but seriously, I don't want to spill our cards too early, but we're hoping to stream most of this game over the summer and hopefully get into a hopefully done state. I hope. We'll see.
We hope to be done by 2044.
Correct. By the time Pearl should be found.
Oh no. 22 years of no Pearl.
Yeah, I think Pearl vanishes like 2 years before Apollo Justice is what this game's timeline is claiming. I think. I don't know the exact timeline anymore. I lost track after 2016. But, yeah.
So you lost track after the start.
Correct. Yeah. I believe this is a full 5-case game, so,
Right? The legendary Phoenix Wright? What about him? You're not another one of his fanboys come to gloat, are you? I can't believe you people actually like him. That man is a joke. Just you wait. If I ever prosecute another one of his cases, you can be sure that I'll reveal him for the creep that he is.
foreshadowing. Metropolis Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Castle from Castlevania Judgment.
So you like
Castlevania Judgment is the game where they turned Simon Belmont into Light Yagami.
Puyo Pop Fever? Is that a Puyo Puyo game?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Alright, the credits aren't done yet, but I think I'm gonna head out now. It's been a long while and I've got, I don't know.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Tired.
I'm gonna try to wrap up the stream soon. Go for it.
Yeah. Alright, goodbye, audience. If there's anyone
It was
still
Professor
watching
Layton! It was Professor Layton!
Heyo.
Heyo! See him.
From the best and only game I played too. Alright, see you guys.
Sydney, care to give your thoughts?
I thought it was a really good case. Yeah, this is like really cool. What an
it's also really
amazing fan
cool.
game.
I'm impressed by the quality of the whole thing. Like, I know this isn't
Oh,
like the
yeah.
hardest. This isn't the hardest franchise to make fan games for, because it's a lot of just basic having a good writing in general.
Yeah, it's but like still
But,
all
like,
the talent.
Yeah, but there's like, you
But-
know, there's original sprites and backgrounds and narration, like narratives that go through it all. It's impressive. I like it.
It really is.
So I'm hoping we can. Like I said, I don't want to promise anything, but we're hoping to do more streams with this in the future and see if we can push through this game a little bit faster than we did last time. But yeah, I think the recession of COVID definitely actually went against us in this case. But yeah. Now, how's that? I'll do the orange voice. How's
Alright.
the investigation going?
Things are finally starting to come together.
That's good to hear.
I can't say for certain, but I'm betting that I'll have the answers to everything within a few months.
That's soon? Excellent. You don't know how happy I am to hear that.
You haven't shown any interest before. Why the sudden change?
What do you mean by that? It's all I've been thinking about since that case. Finally, I can finish what we started. Finally, I can have my revenge.
Revenge? Heh. Didn't know you felt that strongly, Obadiah.
What? Oh, you cannot leave me on that.
Ooh.
And there we go. That was the Rogue Turnabout. Okay, the stream has been going on for quite long enough, so I think we can wrap things up. Thank you for everyone coming out. I hope the surprise was welcome for some of you. And once again, I hope we'll be able to continue this more. So next time, I believe the next case is called Turnabout on the Web. So
Ooh.
we'll see. I have no clue what that could be about, and now Obadiah being involved is very, very fascinating. But thank you all for coming out, and I look forward to doing some more in the future. Peace out, everybody.
See ya.